And hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of Humblewood. We're here to meet our party and find our way to a step in the possible right direction. Last we left off, we had a pretty wild encounter through the bird folk and the humble folk. More specifically, the bird folk council and the bandit coalition. Our party being steadfast in getting past the council's fuckery, might we say, took it upon themselves to go ahead and do the mission ahead of time, or create their own mission, basically, taking a group of guards with them and making their way out to the bandit camp. Partly there, the party saw a rather large raiding group of bandits on their way to the Outer Heart. Thinking quickly, our friend Ash sent an animal messenger over to our militia captain Darius. Warned them about the upcoming attack, which later on everyone found was a rather useful endeavor. Our party ended up finding their way up to the found their way to the bandit camp as they were sitting, just preparing more leisurely, like it was like a dinner sit, roasting up some food, getting everything ready, and they decided to create a pincer attack, and a ferocious battle fell through, and by the end of it, all of the enemies were slain, including all the 4 guards that they had brought. The party then gathered all the things, interrogated the individuals, killed one, took the other one, and on their way back saw that the bird folk were victorious against the raiding party. They met them outside with a trap and were able to subdue them and capture a good amount of them, a good maybe 11 of them, where they were held captured. So the party made their way in, gave up some of the things that they have found, and they made their way off to the night. We find our party in their respectful areas, and in the morning we all rise, and we shall do our morning routines as we go. So, who wants to wake up and do anything? Anything on your list before you partake in your main quest?
Himmy's gonna wake up and go down and get her usual biscuit and coffee and just people watch from outside the front of the inn as best she can.
Gonna wave to Himmy as she walks by.
Alright, sure. So yeah, Himmy, you find yourself out in the trunk market, standing out. It's a typical morning thing. Morning rises early in here, and most of the stalls and such are getting themselves ready. Your regular meat stalls, your pastry stalls, your general goods stores are starting to open. Everyone flips their signs, they're getting ready. Some people are just hanging out. You do see a couple of little Gerbine folk stalking out one of the stalls around the corners, getting ready to do their thing. And yeah, it's just a general bustling morning in the trunk market as everyone's coming to rise. You do see Akiko sip your coffee, you said?
Drink my coffee and people watch.
Yeah. And Akiko, are you you're making your way to the tavern, to the inn?
Oh yes, I would have been there bright and early. Just,
Sure.
Drinking my tea.
All right. Then Yeah, so you go in, order. You had food at home, or?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you just go
But-
in and you're waiting for the rest.
but I'll get a tea or something, you know. Just
Great, great.
Not as good as what I have at home, but it'll do. You know.
All right. Make sure the others don't hear that too much. Ash and Remy.
Remy is going to wake up late and kind of stretch, sleep a little bit more, and then get up and go and eat a big hearty breakfast. Wait for everyone.
All right, you get a nice big hearty breakfast. Ash.
Oh, well, I'll get up and wonder if why can I do it? How has my game fallen? Am I suddenly ugly? Why? Why is everybody rejecting me? And I'll be there sad and alone with the lights off.
There's
Thinking
questions
for
that
the
I'm not
longest-
going to ask.
For the longest time, thinking maybe I should just turn in. Maybe I should just leave. Maybe I should just. Maybe I need to go back to the brothel and maybe catch up on my game. But then after that, the brief bit of depression, he's going to go back and hi y'all, how you been? I've been fine.
Well, hey.
You just let you know, you don't need to roll an insight check to see that he was previously crying.
I need some food.
I hand him some bacon.
You stubbed your toe or something? What's going on?
I'm alright. It's not. I was just wondering how much of a failure I am, and how I can just not get with anybody. How I'm always gonna be alone forever and ever. Until we go back to the until we go back, of course. But how are you guys? What
You're
about
not
you?
alone.
Forget
You're
about
traveling
me.
with us.
I mean, yes, Romy?
Would you like some tea?
Is there some ice cream around here? Is there a little stall open in the morning?
He's going to wander back into the tavern and see that he's been crying. Just kind of pat him.
Pat him on his spines.
Yeah, just kind of.
Take 5 damage.
You are with us now. We are your family now. Do not worry. You are not alone.
I mean, thank you.
But also, we'll find you someone. Don't worry.
All right. We should go talk to the bandits. We need to go. We need to go. We need to save the fires, save everybody, make sure there's no more fires.
Maybe there will be some nice bandit lad that we can find for you.
I haven't had much luck with the bandits, but we really should. I hope so. Where's sorry. No. Where's Josh?
Josh is what you guys got him a room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Himmy, you paid for his room, I believe,
Yeah.
I
right?
did.
Yeah. So Josh wearing, I think you gave him your cloak or something to cover over his stuff, and he's wearing
I gave him
different-
my old armor.
Yeah, you gave him your old armor that doesn't really fit very well, but he's wearing it. And Himmy's cloak, one of them, traveling cloak, kind of like, you see him kind of like doo-doo around the corner on like the top of the steps, like kind of look around and sees you guys, and he just kind of like tiptoeing his way down the steps, just keeping an eye out, trying to be nonchalant but a little paranoid. And
Good morning, my dear. Come have some coffee.
he kind of looks to you and he's like, good morning. And he kind of like slinks away from where you are.
Yeah.
And then he goes to sit next to Ash. He says, good morning. Just sits down and looks around a little bit and...
Morning, Josh. Where would you like to eat? We'll treat you. We're gonna go see the rest of your family and the bandits in a bit.
Is that so, eh?
I mean, we gotta go talk to y'all. We figured we talked to the council. You were there, right? We're gonna go see if we can maybe bridge the gap. Maybe help y'all.
All right.
Do
And
you
he's
care
kind of...
to join us?
He's like sitting there with his hands folded, like on the table, like he's hunched over. He's like looking at all of you, talking. Yeah, I think that's probably the best course of action for us. You should probably go back.
All right. I mean, yeah, I told y'all we would let you go back. I'm not a liar. I'm many things, but not a liar. So what would you like to eat? What's your favorite food?
I'll just take some bread. Bread and water for now.
All right, I'll signal the bartender and be like, could we get some bread and water? And please make sure it's fresh baked.
Of course. Goes off and
But I
brings
just try
like
and
a
smile. Just like,
brings like a partly freshly baked bread and a glass of water. Sets it down at the table. Enjoy. Walks off.
Yeah, and before he goes, I'd like to ask for some heaping sandwiches to go for the road, if you would be so kind.
Sandwiches to go, huh? Yeah, I guess we can muster that up. You got anything to package it up for yourself, or you need that too?
I have my bindle.
All right, we'll get it all wrapped up and we'll bring it right out. And at the end, it'll be a total of like 2 for the 5 of you to eat and everything. It's probably gonna be like a total of let's say like 2 gold, because you got lunch,
Himmy's gonna
you've
pull
got
it
breakfast.
out, like, and just look at Josh and then pay him. Like, she's trying to buy his.
This is for everything. This is like all of you put together.
Yeah.
Do you want
I
to?
will pay, my dear.
Yeah, for the sandwiches and for the sandwiches, for the hearty breakfast, for the tea, for the coffee, everything.
It's on Himmy.
Thank you, Himmy.
You're welcome.
I mean, you've been so kind the last few days. It's kind of worrying me. Are you okay? Feeling good? We need to go talk to the healers.
I am fine, my dear. Just reevaluating some things.
And
Well,
as you
don't-
guys, go ahead.
No, it's alright. You'll keep going, DM.
As you guys sit there, you kind of hear the door open and you see you see Joe. And he says, there you guys are. Hey, Eliza sent me out here. She said she got some interesting little tidbits in her shop. If you guys want to go check them out.
Ooh, thank you, yeah. Y'all ready to go now, or y'all still eating?
I can go.
Ready to go.
I am done. I am finished up.
I'd love to see Eliza.
Alright. I wonder if she's done my hat.
All right. So, if you guys are ready to go, you're gonna make your way up through all the stuff. You take the police system up to the next few levels. And you get up over to the Canopy Market. Up the Canopy Market towards the west of the tree and into Eliza's hut. So you go in, she says, "Oh, good to see you all again this morning. Don't I have some good, interesting things for you guys?"
Good morning, Eliza.
Good morning, good morning. Let's
Good
see
morning, my
here.
dear. Is your stall turning much of a profit? Does business fare well?
We're
Well,
open quite early.
oh, I'm an early riser.
Such a go-getter, this one.
Well, what it looks like, we haven't really had any profits yet, but I procured a couple of interesting things, and something that I had on me that it's I haven't really told anyone too much about it, but you know, I think it would be good for you guys to know about this one. But first, the fun little piece, and she pulls out this this dark hued like branch twig, and it's got little patterns on it. She goes, so I got this little interesting tidbit right here, and here, Joe, can I show them? He's like, yeah, you can do it again. He's like, all right, Joe. She points the wand to him, and she says, are you feeling glum? And Joe just kind of looks, and then he just goes, did it work? And he's just scowling. Just...
I'm sorry. What is what was supposed to happen?
Well, I think it worked. I can't move my face, you know. I'm just...
Oh.
It is face changer or mood changer?
Well, I mean, I don't feel different. I just can't move my face. I'm just kind of like, grr, you know.
Hemi will turn to Eliza and be like, "What is this little stick you have?"
Eliza goes like, "Oh, it's you know, it's a wand that makes people have a different facial expression. I know there's a couple of them out there, and I just so happened to come across this one.
Interesting.
You know, it's a very little interesting piece. It's kind of fun. I thought you guys would get a little kick out of it, you know?
That
Of
does
course,
look
of
fun.
course. Are you willing to just part with this for free, dear, or are you wanting a price?
Well, since y'all did me so right, I can give you guys the friends and family discount, you know? But this is a business.
Of course, dear, I understand.
But for something like this, I'd probably part with it for like 40 gold. I don't have much use for it, and you know, you guys do me well.
Just gonna joke a little bit. My dear, that's with the discount, or did you forget?
That's
to
with the
put
discount.
discount on there? Which does that little face-changing stick normally cost?
I'd say it's about 50 gold.
That's
It is.
not
This
very
is
much
still.
of a discount for escorting you across
This
the
is still a magically made piece of equipment, might I add. It's
He's gonna think very meta-ly about like how important this is to the overall campaign that it costs that much.
Wand of Scowls. Yeah.
Oh my dear, you are so enterprising, and clearly you have a mind for profits, but that's maybe a little too steep for Himi's blood.
I like to make people laugh and smile, and I'm pretty good at it as it is.
Joe's
So-
over there like, yeah, he's pretty good at it.
Joe, how long does that usually last, by the way?
I should only be going on for another couple seconds or so. As he kind of like does it.
So,
Woo!
as a magic user of whatever it is, would I be able to? Would I know the potential power of this wand? Is this like? Is it anything beyond just facial changes?
It's gag trick magic wand.
Okay.
I don't have enough money to buy it.
Yeah,
I do,
if
but
that's the case,
I do, but
if that's the case, I'll be like, that certainly looks fun, but not. I don't know if I can spend 40 gold just for a quick laugh.
Well, Eliza, we're gonna go over to the bandit camp, so we really can't be spending money like that.
Ah,
Since it's gonna be quite dangerous.
I see, I
afterwards.
see.
To celebrate.
Eliza, you should really consider maybe lowering your prices. But I rolled a 6 on persuasion, so that's just a comment I'm gonna throw out there.
Honey, I think my prices are pretty well set.
Yes.
And now it's 50 gold for you.
I appreciate the offer of this wonderful item, and that you would think of us, and please continue to think of us as you come across new things. However, Himi is not one with very much money, so I think I will decline at this time.
Alright, well, I guess if that's the case, sorry, I had something that might have actually aided you, but it just might be out of your price range.
And
but
what would that be, my dear?
this is a little, almost kind of like a family blunder. It's a defectively good item. Here, alright, so let me just show you. And she takes out this, this like nicely engraved wooden case with like two clasps and a lock. She unclasps and she undoes the lock with a key. She pulls it open and you see a nice like green and blue spiraled wand as it comes from the bottom of like a nice firm strong handle that kind of like spirals up to the tip. And but the spirals kind of look off towards the top. It kind of like instead of going like their clockwise spiral, it kind of like counterclockwises and then goes kind of like straight a little bit, and then they kind of like bang into each other at the end where the tip kind of meets. So she goes to say, it's like, you know, I've been carrying this piece with me for a long time. It's my sister made it, but
Your sister is
And
quite
what
the
does
craftsman.
this one do?
it's quite the powerful thing. You know, it's not something I can demonstrate here, but it was originally meant to try to cast 2 spells in one wand. But now it's kind of like a toss-up. You know, when you try to cast a spell, you can't really choose which one it casts. You know, she thought for the time it would be good to be able to utilize and send it out. You can cast the spell to create a big ball of fire, kind of like a fire explosion at a point, and then you can shoot lightning out of the tip. You can do both, but it's just,
But
you
which
know.
one? You're not sure.
Kiko, you do all the magics that are fancy. Is this one of those wild ones that I've heard about? I know nothing about wands, really.
So Eliza, not being very familiar with her own, like, she's not a magic user. She knows her stuff, but this is just something that came out wrong. Akiko, you walk up and you kind of give it a little exam into it, and you kind of look it over, and you can kind of tell from like your time in school, and Ash, you actually as well, from your time in school.
I mean, I did go to college.
Yeah. So your time, you guys actually noticed that this is a wand that someone tried to enchant 2 spells onto it. Someone, as in her sister, enchant 2 spells on it to cast both spells, but the enchantment collided. and now the enchantment is mixed. And it is just like a toss-up on whether you can cast one of the spells or the other spells. So it's not a wild magic kind of thing, but it's like the enchantment that was built into this wand got corrupted, and now it's just more of a gamble on which spell it casts.
So they try to make, say, one of fireballs and lightning bolts, and just instead became a wand of random balls and bolts.
A wand of
the other.
maybe it's this one, maybe it's that one. So
Interesting. Yes, this seems like it could be quite useful for us. The enchantment seems to might have gone quite a little bit wrong, but still quite useful. Your sister seems to be a very interesting person. How much would you charge for such an item?
well, seeing as though you can't muster the change from my little gag gift, I'm not sure if you can muster up some money for this one.
Well, it's not that couldn't afford the gag one. the other wand, it's not as useful for us in this in our current adventure, our current goals. Although I'm sure that for the right person, this would be a very a fun toy.
Of course. For what we have here, it's just a little difficult to think of what I want to put out for, because I think you guys might be pretty good to use it. You know, you're adventurers, you're going out a lot. You're not going to be in the Alderheart using this left and right. You could probably get good use out of it, but it's just a hard one to get. I'd have to price it at maybe like half the cost of what it would be.
1,000 gold?
I was thinking like maybe 1,500 gold, maybe 1,200 gold, something like that.
Much.
Oh.
When you say what it would be, do you mean if it had properly been enchanted?
If it was a proper enchantment, it would be anywhere from like 3 to 5.
Quite right. Well, for the moment, I don't think we can afford it, but perhaps when we return, we may be able to strike a deal. Or if perhaps there's some other deal we might strike between us. As you know, we're actually working with the perch guard to handle the bandit problem. If you wouldn't mind allowing us to make a down payment on it, and we can surely return, or pay the balance as we continue. My family is right here in the Elderheart, so surely I'll be returning.
Eliza, what about if you would let us borrow these things, test them out for you, and then we can write you a testimonial for your shop, and take them out, put them to the test, bring them back.
You want to try another persuasion check?
God, Roll20 hates me. I'm gonna switch to real dice.
6,
Yeah.
3,
Should I-
12.
Should I try a persuasion for what?
Oh, we're
Well,
Dark Pollen.
she's
What
gonna.
if we did like a rental fee? Can I get advantage?
So she looks to Akiko and she's kind of like, well, I wouldn't. You wouldn't have to down pay. I kind of only want to sell this to your group. I don't really want anyone in the Alderheart to have a wand like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not the smartest thing. So no down payment needed, but I'd still prefer a payment nonetheless. Himmy dear, you want to do a rental system?
We take it out, we borrow it. If you have like a rental fee for us just taking it on the road and testing it out. You know, rent before you buy sort of thing. We don't even know if we really want it.
So, I ain't never done some, like, rental stuff on something so expensive as this. I ain't never done any rental in general.
I understand, but I think maybe that your clientele is usually a much more affluent than us poor adventurers, and that the prices, while I'm sure they are fair for what you are offering, are definitely way out of our reach. So unless there is something else that we can do, we must be on our way, and we have things to problems to solve. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Eliza, the Borough Council hasn't paid us a single gold, and poor
They actually had us give them gold and gems. Can you believe that?
and Walden, he gave us about like 10 gold each. Like, for some reason, we're doing the work here, and then nobody's paying us.
Yes, we are simple adventurers. I know that's not your usual clientele, but it does mean that we cannot afford your prices.
But
I
thank
see,
you
I
for thinking
see.
of us.
Well, maybe sometime
Yes,
down the
we
line.
appreciate it.
Sometime down the line, maybe we can come to an agreement. But as the time goes on, I'll have more things in my shop, and we'll see how things go. You know.
Eliza, does your sister do any other enchantment work? Surely, if you've had this in your possession a long time, she must have improved her craft.
Well, this is just stuff of what she used to have. This is one of the things she used to have. You know, my late sister is indeed, she does not possess the ability to make anything anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that, Eliza.
No, it's all right. She's older, she's wiser, and but here I am. This is our shop now, and this is just one of the pieces I've had. I've kept this whole time since, you know, it was her quote unquote failed experiment. And you know,
Well, keep it locked away safe. I think you are right that anyone else getting a hold of it would maybe be a bad idea.
Oh, of course.
Oh, Eliza. Sorry
yes.
to do this, but we did have those bats. Have you been able to sell them?
I haven't really done anything with the bats yet. You guys left the bats with her, right? It was just one bat or three bats?
I think it
In
was
like a cage.
Three
or
bats in a
something.
cage?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been able to do anything with the bats yet. Kind of just keeping them real safe in a non-flammable compartment, you know? Well, they're pretty flammable. You know, anything they touch usually causes it to burn.
Well, I did hear that if you maybe keep them by themselves, they'll calm down a little bit and they make pretty good pets. Like, from what I've heard.
Yeah, they haven't been any rowdy or anything lately. Just handle them with care, just caution. I haven't really opened for full business yet, so you know, I just called y'all here.
All right. I mean, if you're able to sell it, then you can. We might be able to make enough money in order to get the wand. So, so hopefully, when we come back from our adventure, we'll have enough money to actually buy the wand.
Of course, and I think if you could, I think 1,000 gold would be a nice price for a defective wand such as this.
I mean, I can understand the artistry and what you try to do. It's actually quite ingenious, but I'm sure it doesn't go as fair for something that's not quite there.
Of course.
I mean, so y'all, we're good to go.
Yeah, I ain't keeping you
I
here
admit-
against your will.
There is nothing that Himi can afford here, so maybe we bid farewell and part ways, and we go to our destination.
Of
mean,
course.
Yeah, I mean, we all have the same amount of gold, right?
Yes,
Eliza.
we're all just poor adventurers.
Yes,
Eliza,
Remy?
Would you be interested in purchasing any of the items that we found in our adventures? We have a good amount of things that we could sell you.
Oh, really? I like me some interesting things. What you got?
And I would just pull out like some of the silverware and some of the gems that we have in our possession.
Well, I'm not really one for things such as these. I like enchanted items and interesting baubles.
What about an ornate short sword?
You mean my sword?
No, I have one too.
No one knows you have that, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm just asking, because
Yeah.
Ash has one. Would
Interesting.
something
What's
be like that? Does it have to be enchanted, or just for example, if it's really ornate and beautiful like that, would you be interested?
Well, depends, because it might have some value that I'd like. I typically only deal with magic items in this shop, but yeah, let's.
Oh, well, Ash had just told me it. I was just asking for an example. What would you buy one like that for?
I mean, it would be pretty useful to put enchantments on it. Very good base item.
Well, so I've been working with. I'm in talks with Fang a lot. Do you know him?
Really?
Do we know
Yes.
Fang?
We have, or at least I have met Fang. A nice fellow.
Yeah.
He
If
was
you're
the
looking.
enchanter, right?
Mm-hmm.
In town.
I met him. I don't know if.
No, it was just Remy and Akiko.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you all know him, I work with him a bit, and he makes some stuff in his shop. He's a real good guy. He's been working for a long time. I get some of my supply from him. If he makes something, I buy a trade from him, and I sell it. Because he doesn't particularly sell. He's more in the line of making, and he's like the supplier, you know? So I'm thinking if you want to bring something over to him, he can maybe enchant something for you. It's still a costly price. It'll be a bit of pretty penny, but if you have something that you want enchanting, he might be able to do it. Think if there's something specific in mind that you need him to do, and then go to him after, you know?
All right.
I don't know him, but maybe you guys could talk to him.
Perhaps. I don't know if we need anything specifically enchanted, but I'll think about it. Thank you anyway, Eliza.
Of course. If I'll send if I come through with anything interesting, I can send Joe to find you at the Flagon.
Sure.
Or contact my family, of course.
And your house
House, whatever.
of course. All right. We can find house whatever. Which section is that in?
That one over there.
That over there.
The Bright Hollows. Okay.
The Bright Hollows. Yes.
Understood. All right. House whatever in the Bright Hollows. All right. See what I can do with that then.
Thank you kindly, Eliza.
Of course.
Bye. Thank you
Bye,
for thinking of
Eliza.
us.
Anytime. Joe's sorting some boxes and whatever, and he's looking
Okay.
at stuff and just tossing shit out, and he's like, "All right, see y'all next time."
Goodbye, Joe.
See you, Joe.
I blow him a kiss. Bye.
Nods and smirks a little bit.
Out of character, what kind of items does Eliza carry besides, like, what's her general stock?
She has like general. When she travels, her card is like general goods. But in her shop, she wants to sell. She wants to sell and trade and go through like magical items. Like she's the prime like magical shop in the Elderheart.
Okay.
Like where other places might have like baubles and some sort of enchanted stuff, like she will have like she's a collector of like the big stuff. That's what her family kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Just checking. I wasn't sure if, like... Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. Brain.
Yep.
So,
Shall we strike out? And head to this bandit camp.
were we supposed to collect any guards before we went, or is it just going to be us?
I
I
mean,
Believe it was just to be us that we are
yeah.
going to go out there, try
We were
and
go-
talk to them, try and parlay, and then see what would happen.
Yeah. We were gonna
Okay.
try to play nice. Who knows what guards would do.
Yes, I doubt they would be very excited to see a bunch of guards, all their heart guards, showing up at their bandit camp.
what a huge plate mail worth many
Exactly.
thousand of gold.
No plate mail. All right, so you guys are on your way out.
Aye,
Cool.
And we're taking
Josh.
Josh with us.
Taking Josh.
What about Drake?
He's dead.
Oh, okay.
There's no dragons in here.
Luca killed him.
Luca killed Drake.
Yeah. Feels bad.
Who's Drake? There's never any Drake.
He was,
So-
he was the other one that spit at you and you killed him.
No, not at all. Let's
Subtlety.
walk. Let's leave. Let's keep going. Focus
Ugh.
on our journey.
All right, so, to make it out to the bandit fortress is gonna take about a day.
Really?
About a day just to get to the base of the mountain. And then it's gonna take another day of traveling through the mountain pass to make your way there.
Are we cutting through the forest or going through the things? Through the road.
Typically, you'd want to just cut through the forest. There are many like small trails through the forest that you can go through, and Josh can actually show you some of the ways that they go to go back and forth from there.
And we certainly want to go over to the avium, right, y'all? We're going to go there.
Josh,
I'm planning on going to the AVM unless you point it out.
I mean, it'll be right
Just-
there,
we
but
just head straight to our destination.
yeah, what him
I
said.
don't
She's
see any reason to go to the AVM.
Yep, no. I'm just right there, so I was just saying, no sightseeing.
No, the avian will be a little out of the way. I don't think we want to go there.
That's why I like
Suggest
you,
that
Josh.
We start walking and head straight there.
All right,
And,
sure.
he
Maybe
makes
we can hit the
he's
AVM
gonna
on the way
attempt to do
back
just
if we
that.
need to.
Sure. So, at the start of the journey, oh, she's gone. I'm gonna ask if she wanted to assist Josh in a survival check to make their way through the forest. But we'll hold off on that after.
She was gonna take a mini break.
I'll look out
Um,
for persuasion,
You'll do
sorry.
your
perception.
persuasion the forest.
Please let us go through unharmed, please.
Please.
There's no dragon
Uh-oh.
turtle to give you safe passage.
Bruh.
Let's see. 8 perception, natural 1. All right, so we'll clock that into the list.
I mean, natural ones aren't exactly a fail, but it's an 8 probably is.
Yeah, so, I mean it's an 8 perception. So we'll have that down. Marching order.
I'll go first.
I'll go
I
second.
will not be going first.
Okay.
No,
Actually,
I'll stay
I'll bring up the rear, just so we make sure nothing sneaks up on it.
All right. It would be that Josh and Himi would be towards the front. They don't have to helm
I'll
the
second.
front, but you can helm. If you want to helm the front, you can.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
So
be.
you'll go-
I'll be in wherever third then. In the
All right.
third
Akiko's
position.
in the middle. Himi
Marching
and Josh
order
are like
will
towards the front. Ash is towards the front. Remy pulling up the rear, and they're gonna do it. I'm just gonna assume that she's gonna help. So I'll just roll with advantage for him. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Yeah. So you guys make your way. Okay. Uka's back. So Hemi, I assumed, not perception, survival, because you're doing the kind of like
God.
you're doing the kind of tracking through, and
Do I even want to roll and roll?
you don't have to
Like,
because I rolled with advantage. You don't have to roll anywhere. Roll 20 or whatever. Like you can do whichever you want.
You're just using the help action.
Yeah, you helped Josh. He rolled with advantage. He got pretty good. So you guys are making your way through. Ash, you're a little distracted. You're kind of looking around, and with the slight depression you've been having,
Yeah.
Every
practicing my pickup
time-
line.
you've been practicing your pickup line, and every time you kind of look around, you just like stop and glance at Josh for a little bit, and then you just kind of glance off, and then like he keeps getting your peripheral vision, and you as you're looking, you're really not really paying attention to everything around you. And you miss the shiny thing in the ground, so you all end up safely making your way through as it goes on, stopping for if you want to either just walk through and have your rations, or you can stop and have your sandwiches that you made that you got purchased on the way.
Yeah.
Sure, might as well sit down and eat.
Yeah, so I'd like the maybe about 6 hours travel. It's a little bit little bit after your travel time. You you make your way. You're a little halfway to the base of the mountain, and you kind of park yourself, set up like a little fire. You might warm up some water for some tea or some coffee, and you have your sandwiches that you packed. This is a good time to say, hey guys, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to TPK Roleplay. Get ready for some good old humble adventures with our humble folk, as we kind of solve the problems of the bird folk and the burning of the wood. Hope you guys all enjoy your stay here. And oh, great. It's always good to pass it on, as we will probably try to do the same afterwards too.
While we were sitting down to eat on the road, Himi rolled a natural 20 for perception to look around and take in the sights, if that's all right.
Sure.
Here, you can see all the way back to the shiny thing that we missed.
Hey, sometime.
So if you're sitting
Hey,
there,
I think we missed a shiny thing back there.
so if you're sitting there and you are you're being super attentive about what's going on around you, your surroundings and everything. You're really in tune with what's going on right now. You see the wildlife that when you're pretty far east, it's relatively undisturbed wildlife. Everything's kind of like living in its own ecosystem, its own harmony, and enjoying its own time. You do catch a little far off in the distance a familiar sight. a familiar, kind of like glowing spring of water that you kind of remember seeing on your journey in.
My friends, I think I see one of those glowing pools again. If we wanted to refresh ourselves, that was a good thing, the water, right?
Yeah.
Can I roll a history check to see if I remember what happened?
Well,
Like a week
Himmy,
ago.
you didn't drink from the water.
Last
And you
time?
didn't drink from the water,
yeah,
and you were
I tried to just
skeptical.
bottle it up, but then it lost its potency, if I remember.
Yeah, after like 24 hours, it slowly dims as time goes on.
Oh, the spring that only works if you're pure of heart. Oh, I remember that one.
Oops, that's why.
Worked for me.
I'll go over and drink some.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's go get a drink. Perfect to go
since
along with our
everyone drank
meal.
last time and survived, Himmy will scoop up a handful and take a drink this time.
It burns your hands when you touch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna guys, when Himmy dies.
Yeah, sure. So everyone that drinks,
Huh?
you'll gain 5 temporary hit points, and you'll feel refreshed. If you had any ailments, you're cured from the ailments. I'm
going to
I think this water has a little bit of lithium on it. I don't feel as sad anymore.
And
Feeling
along with
stabilized.
it, with this pool, you feel bolstered and strong. You mechanically are immune to fear for the time being.
Oh.
Not really sure how long. It's experimental communal water pond for the wild. But it's still the same glowing. When you take your sip, you kind of feel like the little glow kind of like encompass you as it goes down, and you get these effects. So everyone gets 5 temporary hit points, cured of any ailments that you previously had, and immune to fear for a certain amount of time.
Whenever y'all see water like this, you ever get the like feeling, the like thought of maybe I should just kick it over? Like maybe we should just kick at it.
Kick the
Why?
water that we are drinking?
I don't know, it's a random thought that came to my mind right just now.
You know, normally when I see fountains, there is an overwhelming urge to destroy them. I completely understand.
You guys are weird. I'm gonna dump out I had purchased 2 additional water skins to gather up the last batch. I took some of the water with me. So I'm gonna dump the 2 water skins that I had of it and refill. So that I have a fresh batch. Should the need arise.
I mean, Akiko, you do know that it doesn't work after you do
Yeah,
kick it out,
Himmy will
right?
see him
It
do
doesn't
this and be like,
last.
"Oh, darling, I tried that last time. It seems to just vanish in the water skins and it's just plain water. But refresh
it
by all means.
Seems to
Your
fade.
water's probably
but-
stale.
Yes, it seems to fade, but we are going into the bandit camp, so who knows what could happen in the next few hours.
This is true.
I mean, you know, usually you want to be in one with the forest and take care of it and make sure you don't take too much. But I guess it's only a hedge thing, not really a your being thing. I guess.
I'm pouring the water back into it from that I had in it, so I mean I'm refilling. I'm taking equaling out as far as water goes. I don't feel bad about it.
You're recycling. I understand. Okay.
DM.
Are we rested? Do we want to continue on?
What time is it?
11:08.
Not
No,
that time.
no.
So you kind of left at like a 9 to 10 a.m. from the Elder Heart, and you guys traveled for like 6-ish hours, I would assume, and then had your break. No, let's say because it took like 3 hours to get to the bandit camp, so another like 3 hours past that time to get to like towards it. You'd probably be taking a break halfway to the foot of the mountain. 8 hours, let's say. So it's math 2 p.m.
Okay.
I think, yeah. 2 p.m., 4 p.m., something like that.
Ready to continue on? I would love to see if we could make it at least to the foot of the mountains before we camp for the evening.
I agree. I think we should continue
Very good.
on. And Ash, if you're going to be keeping watch, please be less distracted this time.
What do you mean? I'm never distracted. I'm always out looking out.
Okay,
I was
just
like a
making
hawk.
sure. Just making sure.
At Josh.
Alright, Himmy's gonna stand up and dust herself off and smooth out her robes and continue walking on the road.
Great. All right.
Keep an eye out as best she can.
Yeah, so I need, do you want a helm survival checks or you want
Sure.
Josh to roll? So roll with advantage for your survival. Anyone who's keeping an eye out, roll your perceptions.
18 plus 5 or 11 plus 5. So, thank God it was with advantage. 18 plus 5.
Sure, yeah.
21.
Let's see, for you.
Perception. Not that we needed it, and
18.
everybody else did better than me, so.
Alright, so this time Akiko and Ash are keeping a lookout.
I want
We're all keeping a lookout.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to this
Alright.
adventuring thing.
You're doing such a good job, sweetie. You're taking to it
Thanks.
like a fish to water.
Alright, so you are all making your way through the forest. It's pretty much the same scene. It's actually really nice to be able to walk your way through and see and see all of the wildlife that's actually living kind of
Is this
relatively
music the
peacefully.
vibe we're getting? Just
Yeah. This is like a very peaceful, like, you're coming on to like early evening. The sun's kind of going down. You might light some torches, or if anyone has any spells for light, just to lead your way. But the moonlight is kind of guiding you in most of the paths that aren't completely covered by tree line. Which you are taking like an off the beaten path route. Some of it is kind of like slinking down and up above uprooted roots, and some of it is completely covered by the tree line canopy, so you can't have any moonlight to guide you. But who has dark vision in here? What are we looking at for that?
I
One.
believe I do.
Not I.
All right, so you guys just kind of, anyone that has dark vision helps the people that don't have dark vision to just kind of make their way around nice and easy. There's a lot of things that you can fall over. There's a lot of, you don't want to walk into like swarms of snakes accidentally. So like the people that are ahead are pointing out the issues to the people behind, and the people behind are pointing out the issues to the people within, and you all are kind of like harmoniously making your way through everything. Eye of Twilight.
Eye of Twilight, yeah, is what I have. So I can even see in non-magical, or in magical darkness.
Uh-oh, don't start bringing that out. No magical darkness
Just in
in
case
this
anyone decides to
campaign.
cast something stupid, I'll be able to see.
Yeah!
As you actually, I'm gonna spend 2 sorcerer points to cast darkness.
Kimmy's gonna stab
Enough of the darkness. There is no darkness in this campaign. Actually, I think it only works at 8th level.
I'm going to cast
At
it on
8th level, you can see normally in darkness both magical and non-magical.
Oh, it says here at first level, a divine blessing grants you the ability to see. You can see in dim light and in magical or non-magical darkness as if it were only dim light.
Oh, I guess it only just makes it a longer distance then.
There's crazier stuff that happens at higher level.
Right.
but
So you
that's
can
what I've
see
got
in
right
you
now.
can see in 60 feet, and then 8th level it's 120 feet.
Yeah, and then it gets
Okay.
it's really crazy.
All right, so it's basically just levels of dark vision. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so you guys are getting together and you are making your way through the forest, and you make it out of the clearing, and you start getting from like a foresty, like uprooted wilderness path into like a clearing to like starting to a stone ground up into you can see the cavernous path going into the mountainside in the distance. So you have a little bit of clearing to see the mountain.
Just take a moment to appreciate the fact that apparently Himi is a cleric.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a knight cleric.
She's a cleric.
I
Best kind of cleric.
just wanted to point that out real quick.
Cleric?
I'm a cleric to the rhythms of the forest, my dear. To the rhythms of night.
All right. So do you guys want to take your night? You're gonna take your night's rest, or are you gonna push on and travel through the night?
No, I'd say we stop.
I think it's
We at the base of the mountains.
Yes.
Did we make it that far?
Mm-hmm.
My dears, I would suggest that before trying to climb in the treacherous hills in the dark, since not everyone can see very well, I would say that we maybe camp here.
I would agree. I think it would
You have
behoove
that
us.
the special thing that you do, my dear Remy, where
I
we
do.
go up. I love that trick.
I'm gonna take it off and throw it on the ground and say, "Sprout!"
Take it all off.
Oh,
You
Ash,
have to,
so
you have to pay
thirsty.
for that.
I think it'll work better. I think the spell will work a little bit better if you just take it all off.
I only want the nest charm to sprout, Ash.
What? Are we sprouting around? You hear from Josh.
Yes. Get on the charm. As it's rising.
Charm
Yeah,
starts,
hurry up.
and it starts bringing its way up as you hear the creaking and the vines kind of turning and swifting, and makes a nice platform as it raises up into the sky, a little bit above the current tree-lined canopy as you are now.
But when is the charm gonna activate?
So Ash casts Charm Person, and you're all charmed.
Nice.
You're all automatically charmed. It's
It happens automatically when I take off my pants.
happens automatically. The charm is half active because he's always half naked. So like you're all half charmed constantly usually.
That's what everybody loves me.
Wait, which half is naked? Is he just been shirt cocking it this entire campaign?
Shirt cocking? The fuck is that?
Winnie the Pooh, Donald Duck.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's the other way around. He doesn't wear anything on top.
Because my
Okay.
spine.
He wears, like-
those shorts.
That makes-
Yeah,
that makes
but
sense.
he's wearing like these short shorts and boots.
Okay. So he's like quarter dressed then.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Well, the nest charm is active. We're taking a rest.
Yeah, so you guys can
Does
take your
someone want
rest.
to build a little fire up here, or are you guys just good to sleep in the dark? Is someone taking watch?
I'll take the first one.
I
Who
don't
can
think.
prevent us from being ambushed from those little fiery bats again.
Right. I don't think we should build a fire. I mean, we're so close to the mountain now, and we're a bit higher up. If we built a fire, then we'd probably alert the bandits.
Remy, you're so clever. This is a good point.
But yes, I think we should take watch.
Ash, I will take second if you want to wake me in a few.
Alright.
He's gonna
Sure.
lay down and just curl up and go to sleep.
No,
you
not
gonna-
setting up
you
like
need to-
tents or anything.
No, she's fine to just curl up.
Okay.
I mean, I have my two-person tent. If anybody
You
likes
do.
to
Pull her
join me.
robe over herself and
Josh will
You
nudge
need me
you.
to take a watch as well this time?
I'll join you in a bit there, Josh.
Yeah, what are you guys doing for your watches? You've got two. Unless if you want to do 2 4-hour watches.
12-hour sleep.
But for a long rest, you don't need to sleep for 8 hours, right?
6 to
We
8.
should each just like have to take one watch, right?
At least
12
8 hours long.
It's up to you guys.
For a long rest, it has to be 6 hours. 2 of those 8 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours has to be sleeping. 2 of them can be taking watch or doing anything else that's not too strenuous
Yeah,
or
so if
combat.
we each do a 2-hour shift, we'll be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone does your 2-hour shift. So, yeah, Josh kind of like nudged you. He's like, I heard you got that 10, huh?
That I'll do. I mean, I gotta take watch for a little bit, but I'll join in a bit there. I'll help set it up while I'm on watch.
All right. Sounds like a plan. And
Yeah.
yeah, so you set it up, and he goes in first, and you go ahead to take your watch.
Very focused on my watch with that 25.
Yeah. You see, it's a very nice, clear night. So you see the starry night. You see not a cloud, the moon, full moon, and you can see the gigantic Alderheart canopy in the distance. Looking at everything, you can see the sprawling landscape of everything, the tree lines, even all the way to the scorched grove, where it has a glow to it, even at this distance. It's a peaceful night. As you sit there and you think about everything that's happened so far.
Alright. I'll wake up him and then.
Do
Before I
you
go.
say anything about the glow when you wake me up?
Not at all.
Okay. Do I notice it with my 15 perception?
Yeah, so Ash goes into the tent. See, Josh was half asleep. And, so, you're already
Okay,
back, eh?
I'm gonna sit down and just, if I see that glow, and I'm just gonna sit down and like just make sure that I'm watching it.
Yeah, I'll get
Ears.
to that in a sec. So, you walk in and Josh was partially awake. It says, "What was going on out there?"
Oh, not much. Nobody came in. Nobody did anything. Just a little bit of glow outside, but it happens in the forest sometimes.
Well, all right. I guess we're all good then, huh?
Yeah, you wanna lay down for a bit?
I'm already down.
Okay, I'll go sleep behind him. As in spooning. I'm not gonna do anything today. We're too close to there's too many people outside.
All right.
I
Yes.
cast darkness.
I don't
And
have
you-
that spell.
In your sleep, you just kind of like, a darkness.
Cast la 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 la.
So you guys you lay down and Himmy. So you kind of sit down and you perch about and you just do a nice little scan. You see the same thing. Peaceful, starry, moonlit night. You see everything sprawled out and you do see that faint glow miles and miles away. It's
just
so
gonna
faint and
focus
it's
in
so
on that.
far, but you're watching it.
Yeah, I am like, that's gonna be my entire focus, and I'm just so glad that I drank that water that prevented me from being scared.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a bit of a tense watch for me as I just kind of
So did you actually drink the water now? That you took?
I drank it when we walked. I don't know how long it lasted for.
All right, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
For gigs.
Just straight wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
14.
14. All right.
Oh wait. It's gonna be 16. For
Okay.
Saving throw. Yeah.
You succeeded anyway, but
Okay.
Just being
you
safe.
you sit there and you're kind of like trying to fight the memories off. And you're just trying not to think of the screaming and the cracking of trees as they burst and flames come out from their trunks. You suppress it. Just the faint memory creeps up as you watch this glow. And you're just training yourself to keep it down.
Okay, I'm just
Push
gonna let
those
out a long
emotions down.
sigh. And just try and breathe.
Your watch comes to an end.
Yeah,
And-
I'm gonna go just kind of nudge Akiko and be like, would you care to take a watch?
Tyrant would be third.
Oh, is Tyrant third? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll nudge Tyrant to be. Hello, Remy. Remy, wake up for your turn.
Okay. All these bristles and why'd it have to be a pine tree?
Remy, there's some glowing happening over in the Scorched Grove. You just keep an eye on it for me, will you, dear? And I will try and sleep.
Of course. Do you need anything? I can make you some, I don't know, water, wine, anything to help you sleep.
Mayonnaise.
Benadryl.
Mayonnaise.
I will sleep. I am okay. I
Melatonin.
prefer not to have any dreams that come from having wine before bed.
Well, that is fair. Okay. Well, sweet
night,
dreams. Good night. I rolled a 15 for perception for my watch.
Yeah. You've seen kind of all the similar stuff. Starry night, not a cloud in the sky. The moon giving you a clear vision of the perch. So you see everything. And this is kind of like your first time seeing the Alderheart from far away. Didn't really look last time when you perched up. You weren't really focused on it. But now you see everything in this clear sky and this moon. Behind the Alderheart, you do see that faint glow.
I'm not going to focus too much on anything. I'm going to just kind of like I'm going to take off my hat, my father's hat, and I'm going to sit it in my lap and just kind of play around with it. And he presses a button near the back of the hat, and a pre-recorded message plays through the hat. And it just says, "This hat is yours now, Remy. Take good care of it. I love you, Father." And he kind of just plays that a few times, toys around with it a bit, and then continues his watch until he wakes Akiko.
As you come to wake me, I'm gonna just be like kind of already coming out of my sleep.
Doing jumping jacks.
Not quite yet.
30 foot jumping jacks.
And then I'll be like, oh, perfect timing.
Quite. There's a. You can see the. What is it? The Cinder Grove? Cinder.
Scorched Grove.
You can see the glow from the Scorched Grove from here, as well as the herd, the Elder Heart. Just thought I'd tell you of a few places you might want to look.
Okay, I'll take a look. Are you sure that
I'm
that's,
gonna go.
I should be watching that way and not towards the mountain?
That's a good point. You might want to watch towards the mountain. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
Sleep.
And then you see the huge squadron of bandits that were coming in through the mountains because Remy was just watching Ash Farrow and the Scorched Grove.
Yeah. So I guess I'll.
As you said, are you sure you shouldn't be watching the mountains? You hear a voice in the distance. No, don't watch the mountains.
There's nothing this way. Alright,
Yeah,
well, I'll
so-
grab, I don't know, I probably have some way of heating up a little bit of water to make some tea, and I'll go out and sip my tea and kind of look back and forth
All right, roll me a perception.
between the mountains. I rolled a 12.
Okay. You are keeping an eye on everything. Beautiful night. You see the Elder Heart. You see the tree lines. You're not sure what they're talking about with a faint glow. Kind of looked and
Crazy people.
you know, not really there. You look around. It's very peaceful. No activity. You don't hear anything from behind. You don't hear anything from the front. Just some general wildlife noises and things as such. Your watch rides out. And we're going to take a quick break as we end this watch. So. Yeah, so when we come back, we're going to be finishing up the rest and making our way up into the mountains. Yeah, we'll be right back. And we're back. Alrighty then. So, we come back to the breaks ending, and as the morning wakes up, Ash, Josh is going to turn to you. You're going to say, why are you doing all this? Why are you in the Elder Heart?
Cause I need to help people, and this is the best way to do it.
But why are you helping them?
I'm not helping them. I'm helping all the people that live there, all the people in the underroots, like how I used to be. They need help. All the people in the trunk market that are not really too fortunate and just there to make a living. I do it for them too. I can't just condemn all of them just because the council is stupid, negligent, quite honestly, maybe a little bit psychopathic, but I'm hoping I can change that. I hope we can change it.
It's not going to be very good when they find out what you did at that camp.
I know. And I'm so sorry we did that. Didn't really know that it was so many of y'all were placed due to the fires. It's something I still feel sorry about and hope I can make up for. And I'll do whatever I can to make it up for you and for them. but as long as they can listen to me, as long as I can talk to them, talk to Benna, maybe I can change her mind and say that we need to come together and do this. There was you saw the Burfolk, they heard, maybe not so much Britta.
Guess there's not much I can say though. Guess I'll keep my qualms to myself.
Oh no, Josh, talk to me. Whatever you, there's no reason why you shouldn't say anything. You know this. You were affected. I value you. I value you and your inputs. So just talk.
Well, I'm mad of all the stuff that's happened, but I guess I can't complain too much. I've killed my fair share of birds. It's taken my fair share of things. I guess I can't complain too much. We're kind of even in that fact, maybe.
Even if you feel like you can't complain, I mean, it doesn't matter what is right, what's logical. It doesn't matter what you think and what's in your heart. Sure, they might have done you wrong. You might have done wrong right back to them. But it doesn't make either right. They still got to answer for what they've done. For leaving so many of y'all down to burn.
I guess it'll be up to Ben to decide these things. I ain't good enough at this. Maybe something good will come of it. Who knows?
I mean, we can't have just what happens after we the pose of the Burfold Council and then just and say one of ours, just Humblefolk. We're just gonna do right back to them what they done to us. And that's not right. We're gonna, few more years, few more centuries, we're gonna be right here. There's gonna be a party of a bunch of bandits with Burfolk doing all this, while us, the council, the Humblefolk Council, ignore them.
All right. All right. Let's make our way going then.
And I give him a very tight hug before we go out.
Give
Does
you a
anybody
hug.
else want breakfast?
As
What do you
Breakfast
have,
would be
dear?
amazing.
I would love something. Do you have
I'm
coffee?
just-
Please tell me you have coffee.
Let me look. Coffee.
Oh, you know what? The thought of it actually. How long does the nest charm last? It's 8 hours, right?
Yeah, so we're sinking.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
You took a 12-hour or a 10-hour.
Did
Yeah,
we?
so
Oh, okay. We're back down at the bottom.
So
never
that's
been there
why.
before.
on I would say what on Remy towards the end of your watch when you go to wake up Akiko.
No. We took 8 hours because 8 hours
It was
total. And,
4 watches.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Two of those hours can be not asleep.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, made a mistake, but we're all good. All right. So yeah, so towards the end of the last rest, you guys are like, "Does anyone want breakfast?" And it's starting to
So-
come back down into itself.
So coffee's not on the list, but can I make coffee in the alchemy jug?
I think so, yeah.
Well, it's not like one of the ones that you can technically make, but
Does the alchemy jug have a list, or does it give examples of what you can make?
it has a list.
Oh.
Allow us to have coffee.
I mean, I can assume you guys just make coffee, and that's part of your, like, rations that you guys are bringing around. Shut up.
But like unlimited coffee.
But for Remy, I guess roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah. That almost fell off the table. Like that also almost. Come on. Okay. It's over 20. It's
Okay.
23.
All right. So
No, 21.
so you kind of take the knowledge of like what coffee is, and you just look at the mug, and you're thinking water, but with coffee. And you kind of focus and you hold on to the mug and you sit down for this one. And you think and you think and you think and you focus. As you focus, you're straining your head and you just hear bloop 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 bloop, and the water in the mug appears boiling and comes out as coffee.
Coffee.
Oh, Remy, I love your tricks. Could you do the trick again, and this time for me?
I think I have. I don't know what voice that is. I've lost myself, guys. Hold on.
Sure, mister.
Yes. I think I have a bit more, and I'm gonna start pouring some into everyone's cups if they want it.
So I'll say,
Oh, I'm quite alright, thank you.
That's all I can do for the day.
yeah.
That took all your spell slots.
Yes, I am drained. 4 levels of exhaustion done.
Do you want to try it again try anything else?
No, you can't do anything else.
Oh,
after
is it
that.
once a day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Once it starts doing a liquid, it can't do any other.
Perfect.
Right.
Then, Remy, take 1 point of exhaustion. It took all of your magical might to enact making the coffee. It's something that hasn't been done in this jug before. And by straining yourself through all of your magical means, you were able to make coffee at a cost.
I'm not like down on spell slots or anything, am I?
No. Just
Okay.
1 level of exhaustion.
Okay, good.
6
Oh,
levels
that's-
of exhaustion.
That's oh.
Why didn't y'all just buy some coffee from the guy before we went out?
Also,
Buying
It is
coffee?
more fun when he does his little tricks. This is special coffee.
it is energized water, is what it is.
Hot bean juice.
Hot bean juice.
Wouldn't it be more of a tea?
Is that like boiled
That's
peanuts?
hot leaf juice.
Yeah. Our immunity to fear and our temporary hit points go away, correct?
Your temporary hit points go away. Your immunity to fear was partial. So, Himi wasn't immune to fear by the time she took her rest.
All right, are we good to go, y'all?
Y'all?
I'm a little tired now. But this coffee is great. Let's go.
I think the coffee should
Just
counteract
drink more
the
of that, and it will help.
fatigue.
Just keep drinking as we walk, and you'll feel better in no time.
Magical coffee that reduces exhaustion.
Do you need me to
Um,
roll a survival check? Himi she'll stand up and straighten out her robes and set to start on the road if everyone looks
All
like they're
right.
ready.
So, Josh is going to look to all of you, and he's going to say, alright,
17.
so listen to me now. The here on out, it gets pretty rough. we're gonna get to a few things. We're gonna get to some tight paths, and some loose rocks, and maybe some mountain lions, maybe some traps. It's a couple things we're gonna have to look out for. Just don't fall off. It's a long way down. All right.
Got it.
Great.
Thanks so much for doing this for us, Josh.
A magnanimous dispensation.
All right. So, let's head on out. Remy, 2d4 healing in your back pocket.
I'm gonna attempt
a waste.
to drink the water from one of my water skins and see if it
Sure. As you look at the water, it's still morning. It has just a very, very faintly dim glow. Meh, 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 meh.
It has a little bit of shiny.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
a little bit.
I'll go ahead and drink one of them.
Yeah, give it a drink. Get 2 temporary hit points. But you don't feel
It's not the same.
embravened. You don't feel as bolstered and face death in the face like you did last time. It's just you just feel a little tougher, but you don't feel like that braveness you had before.
Okay.
All right. So,
What fascinating water.
we got a lot of rolls going on. A lot of people doing things here. So, we got survival from Luca. Perception from Ash. Okay. Luca, you can't do both.
Okay, I wasn't sure what we were doing because Ash rolled perception 2, so I was like, perception 2! But we can just go with survival.
All right.
If that's what you're doing.
Survival for the 2 in front. You're gonna try and help. You haven't really been through this kind of terrain before, but still, being that you're like naturally inclined to be like tracking and running around the paths, you're still helping Josh, who's gonna be heading the front, and you're doing a pretty good job of helping him. He's gonna roll 2 just to see what happens. Okay. Yeah, I know you only rolled once.
For Luca.
Oh, okay. And, yeah, so you're all going to keep your eyes out. As you're walking through this mountain pass, you've got Josh up front, Luca next, Ash next, Akiko, Remy. You're walking the paths. Yeah, you're walking the paths. It's getting tight. You kind of like have to turn to the side to squeeze past through some of the areas. Ash, your spines are kind of like pulling and like scraping, and you're having a hard time fitting through some of these passes. It's rough. It kind of hurts. It's not great. Get to this one area, and it's one of those, like, you're gonna have to cling to the wall and walk your steps because there is no other wall. It's a drop. So I'm gonna need an acrobatics check from everybody to walk their way across this path.
How far is the, like, sheer cliff section? Like, how long is it? Is it able to, like, we just send one person at a time and get ready to reach out and grab them, or is it like kind of a long
It's a bit of a distance, maybe about like 50 feet of like slink across as you go.
Okay.
How far down is it?
Pretty far down. It's a good 100,
You're not gonna be able to see it,
feet
but
down.
I rolled a natural 20.
All right, great. It's a good time to roll it.
Oh god, this is gonna be bad.
Wow, all right, 19. So 18, 19, natural 20.
I have disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Okay, not bad. Acrobatics, you say?
Yeah.
Acrobatics. That'll be a 16.
All right. As you all kind of like make your way out, you're holding on to the edge, and it's a slow walk. Others they're back against the wall and they're making it with their heels. Ash, being the spine just so big, he's actually face against the wall, making it with the balls of his feet across the way.
And I'm just like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
And Akiko being so small, it kind of like you encompass, like, you're not having as hard of a time. Because you don't take up as much space as everyone else. You're kind of walking your way across, still sideways, but like you have a good amount of distance from the wall to the cliff area. So you're doing pretty much okay. I gotta roll for Josh.
Oh no.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Josh.
God.
Oh no!
All right, quick. Do it before Bryan gets back.
Himmy. Do you want to make me a dexterity saving throw?
Yes. Saving throw.
Yeah.
+2. And I get +1. Okay. Guess what, guys? I'm so sorry.
What
I rolled a
happened?
2. I rolled a 2. So plus my dex save, I think it's like
4.
5.
Um,
4.
What?
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
So you saw as you made it through, you made it like go halfway, and you just hear a,
Well,
Ah!
I'm gonna give her D6.
and you can't.
No,
It's already done.
No,
It's...
it's
You
it's
see Josh.
My
Josh.
dex save was to try and grab him.
No.
As
He
slipped.
misstepped as he slipped, and he starts to fall backwards.
Do I have it?
Himmy reached out her hand but missed it.
Wait. I have acrobatics lesson. As a reaction, anybody who makes a dex saving throw can expend one of my inspiration to give them a bonus.
As a reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the bonus?
It's a D6. They gotta roll.
Himmy, what did you roll?
I
A
rolled
4?
2.
She got
and
a
I have
4.
a +2 to my Davy, so that would be a 10.
13.
Well, your dex mod plus your... Do you
I'm
did
not
not have...
kidding.
She doesn't have
literally just said
proficiency
how
in
much
it.
I love my
It's a
green
4.
baby dice in chat, and they betrayed me.
Wait, would that be... Oh, wait, no, because that was an acrobatics check for him.
What
gotta
a
roll.
time to go
And
away.
you added a 3.
Yeah, I know.
So
You gotta roll
that's...
Okay.
I don't. Okay, nope.
Does anyone have any
Yes, I-
reactions?
Is there any way I could cast my spiritual weapon to try and give him something to grab onto?
I don't think it works that way. Anyone have any
Okay.
reactions they want to use?
So, is that like, if he's falling, I'm gonna cast Featherfall.
Great.
Oh my god, thank god.
So you cast Featherfall. Ash, make a dexterity saving throw.
9.
9.
Has my reaction come back?
Yeah, sure.
Damn it, I'm wasting all my...
Use it up.
It's a 10.
Alright, because of the Featherfall, and because of your tenacity, you're able to reach over, grab him, and pull him back up in front of Himmy. You do kind of slam Himmy
I
into
grab
the
onto
side.
him.
Yeah, you do kind of slam Himmy into the side of the mountain as you pull your
It's
arm
okay.
up to bring him up.
We've got you. That was close. It's okay. We're okay now. We're okay.
Josh just kind of
Are
like,
you okay?
he just kind of sways a little bit. And he just kind of like shakes his head and he's
I'm
like,
just holding him by like whatever I can grab on front of him, just like really tight.
sits there and he says, that's definitely the first time that's happened.
First time
Next
it's happened
time.
for me too.
All right, next time, just when we go back, just let's take some pythons and some rope and make sure we do this safely, y'all.
Yes, we have. Maybe we're just charging ahead, not really thinking, but we definitely learned our lesson. Good quick thinking, Akiko, with that fancy slow fall spell of yours. Okay, I'm gonna let go of you. Now, Josh, stay. You good?
I think I'm okay now.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep a hand on the wall of the cliff. Just okay. We're all okay. Does anyone else have to make it across, or was he the last one?
He was the last one.
Okay.
He was the
Alright.
last one that I rolled
Continue
for.
on, but carefully.
Yeah, so now after that escapade, you guys are tightly together. Watching each other's backs, and you make it to the end of that section of the cliff. And you guys are safe. Josh kind of just, once he gets to the land, he just kind of flattens down and just lays down for a little bit. I'm just gonna take a quick couple minutes, just carry on with yourselves, and I'm just gonna lay here for a minute, just keep an eye out for lions and tigers and bears.
Bears.
Oh my.
My.
Yeah, I will give him a massage while he's laying down. Just to be nice.
Is that a front massage or back
I'm
massage?
just gonna sit with my back to some sort of solid wall or surface.
All right.
Josh, when you said mountain lions, do you mean
Those?
lions in the mountain, or do you mean mountain lions?
What is the difference with what you are saying there?
Yeah, I don't understand your fancy words,
One
A
of them
lion
is
made
much.
out of mountain?
One of them is much bigger than the other, and I'd rather it not be that case.
Oh, like a lion that lives in the mountains versus like a mountain lion.
Right.
I'm
Like
assuming it
like a
would be-
giant lion?
That a rock?
Yes. No. What? Never mind.
No, not made out of mountain. Just like it's like a different breed or something, slightly scarier and bigger. Used to living in the mountains instead of just like a lion that wandered into the mountains and lives here now.
I'm assuming it's just a mountain lion. 'Cause
A mountain lion versus a
live in
mountain
the
lion.
mountain.
They're minors, not minors.
Also, Josh, should we be keeping an eye out for the Scavenger King? Does he travel these parts?
Oh,
The what?
him?
Captain Crow?
Scavenger King.
No, he doesn't. He's not really around here, Him and Bema don't really see eye to eye.
Okay,
So
that's good.
he's not really around here much. And might I say, I'm pretty glad he ain't. He one fickle motherfucker,
Ooh, well then,
I'll take your word for it.
probably not the one we want to talk to then to make all these peace talks.
Probably not. And he ain't so nice to us folk either.
Oh.
Kind of rules with an iron fist,
Most leaders are like that. Unfortunately.
Well, he's known to kind of permanently scar people who don't really do what he wants you to do.
God, how? Can me, Luca, roll a history check on who the Scavenger King is? I
Yeah,
know we've
sure.
heard
Roll a
that, but
history
I feel
check.
like I'm not remembering like who he is. I rolled a 15 plus 1, 16.
Sure. So the Scavenger King, he's kind of an angry fellow. You never met him, but you've heard of him through your times of doing things. So, some of the things he used to do is, he'd like to, if anyone was, getting his way, step on his toes, give him problems. He used to, like some have seen this before. He used to grab some of them by the throat and then cut his dagger down from like their forehead to their cheek and blind them in one eye.
What an asshole.
Or he would.
What is he? Bandit Coalition
Mm-hmm.
then, or is he his own mad thing?
He's like a section of the coalition, but they do things elsewhere.
He's like a branch off.
Yeah, him and Benna would technically be at the same level, but Benna has control.
He's like Saw Gerrera of the Resistance, the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, he's like
Nope, never mind.
let's just roll with it. He's like just like
No Star Wars references here.
Yeah,
I mean, no one cares.
I
about
don't
Star
actually
Wars.
recognize that one, to be honest.
Saw Gerrera, it's fine. Yes,
Weird names. Let's just move
Forrest
on.
Whitaker's character.
Still, let's just
Oh.
don't know what you're talking about at all.
Is this a fantasy campaign, you guys? Like, bring relevant things here.
Listen, Star Wars is a dead meme, guys. Chill.
You're a dead meme.
Not if Tari has anything to say about it.
He's got to make us a meme someday or another. All right.
So he's Bandit Coalition, but like crazy branch.
But he's not a
off of
fun
Bandit
guy. He kind of
Coalition.
doesn't like the way that
He's a
things
little
are
too
run.
extreme for most of the Bandit Coalition.
Yeah. So he's not.
He does his own thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and as I'm massaging Josh, and I'm gonna look over to see if he has any scars that might be similar to that, for when he's been saying that he'll scar you.
He said he's only heard of it. He hasn't.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
he hasn't
I'll
encountered
just take-
him.
Then I'll take that as an excuse to just touch him even more.
Sure. Yeah.
So, continuing on.
Josh, is he known to be around these parts normally?
He used to
I
be.
also feel like I would prefer to come across mountain lions of any variation, lion, mountain, or mountain lions, rather than someone who's going to cut up my face.
I don't know. Lion Mountain sounds kind of scary. I don't.
Yes, lion in the mountain or mountain lion.
Or the one that's not like a normal lion, but is like just
Either
a big,
or.
like it. I don't. It's. I don't like that. That doesn't sound fun, guys. I
Sounds
don't.
like a Zorg.
I mean, there's a bunch of mountains around here. There might be one mountain made of lions, or a lion made of mountains. You never know. This tiny little one over here might just be a lion.
Who knows? I don't know. But let's see what we can do. You know, we got a little bit more journey ahead of us before we go into things. Y'all ready?
I am ready to continue. What time is it? How long have we been climbing up this mountain?
Let's see. Climbing up the mountain, you made it past the cliff of no return. Let's say it's like 2 in the afternoon now. After all your traveling and doing things and yeah.
Okay. We wanting to rest for a minute here. Well, have we been resting?
Yeah,
while
you've been
we're talking
resting
about
this whole
lions?
time while you're talking. You've been resting. So you guys are ready to go. Josh is ready to go whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, very good. Let us continue on then.
Start going.
All right. Then I'm gonna need survival checks, perception checks. Nice. Nice. Roll 20. What are you doing?
Okay, you might
Not
want to
great
use
for
roll
me.
20.
And perception. Is it liking?
No,
us
you don't
now?
get perception as well.
Okay.
Just like from who was doing it previously. All right, good. Pretty good rolls all around. Not great rolls, but pretty good. So,
I mean, I think I'm pretty great.
so you guys are making your way forward, and you are on the path. Ash, Akiko. You notice both flanks as like the thing is coming in, both flanks, you see Jerbeen to the left, Mapak to the right. And they're kind of like trailing along with you guys, watching you as you make your way forward.
I make sure my short sword is visible.
Your ornate short sword.
Aye.
Okay.
What is Josh doing? Is he signaling them, or is he just leaving it? Is he just walking?
He's watching the terrain, keeping an eye out for stuff, and he's going on. It doesn't appear that he's noticed this.
Do you guys say anything when you notice it?
Yeah, I'll just be like, hey, we're being watched.
Be like, hey,
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
How's it going?
hey, wink.
It's been a while.
What's up? How you doing?
So yeah, he says that
Okay,
you're being
I'll
watched.
look up and check it out.
Slyly or like obviously like
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be like, but I'm just gonna like,
Hello.
you know, like look up and make sure that I'm just keeping
Don't look
my
over there.
eyes out.
all right, sure.
Be cool.
Okay. So you guys make your way through. Anyone? Are you telling Josh or anything?
Yeah. Specifically, I want to get Josh's, see how Josh reacts when he knows we're being watched.
Okay.
So I'll kind of walk up or fall back or wherever to Josh, and
All right. So he'll kind of just whisper like, oh, yeah. There's usually some scouts that are roaming around, but it'll be all
How
right.
many can we see?
Just one of each on each side. So a Jerbeen to the left and a Mapak to the right. And they're on like the higher, like there was no way to walk up this area coming from the start of the mountain.
how high up are they?
About 25 feet. 3/4
Okay.
cover.
Just check.
Just act like you belong, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna. I was just thinking
Can I
because
just
you know.
casually like look up at the sky really quick and cast elevated sight? Just like look up at the sky and see what I am able to see from 120 feet up.
Sure, yeah. So it's
Like I'll just look up to the sky and my eyes are gonna go.
so
white.
this is verbal and somatic. So you're going to have to roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 13 plus 1, 14.
Okay. Wait, it's only a +1?
For my sleight of hand, yeah.
Oh, right. Because you have Dex +1. Sorry. Okay. Sure. So
Just kind of looks skyward and just say, like, just mutter sight to myself, and my eyes will go white to anyone that's standing real close to me and can see.
okay. Do you lose vision of what you're doing? Like, do you lose how you're walking?
She's blind.
Yeah, yep. I'm blind where I am, so I'll just, like, pause and look up at the sky. Like, I'll stop walking.
Okay.
And I just want to get a quick, like, this can go up to a minute, but I'm not going to do it for that long. I just want to get a quick, like, make sure there's only 2 of them kind of thing. See what's what I can see from 120 feet up.
Yeah,
and then
you
I'll
can
come back and keep walking.
Sure,
you can switch
sure.
back and forth as often as you want through the through the duration. Seems like.
Oh, yep. So I can like look up and then like come back and take a few steps and then like look up.
All right, sure. So you guys, you're walking, and as you're walking, Himi, you kind of are doing this like staggered step kind of thing, and what you see from above is that on the side that Jabin is kind of like he's walking. He has this he has a hand crossbow, and he just has it like to his side, cocked and ready, but it's just down to his side. He's holding it at his hip, and he's just kind of walking and watching you guys. The Mapak, you see he has a bow notched with an arrow, and when you stop, he stops, and he kind of like readies himself, and he gets it, pulls it back a little bit, then he sees you walk, and he kind of like loosens up a little. He doesn't keep going, he just kind of looks for a second, and then after you're done doing your like staggered walking, he'll continue following.
Okay. And there's only two of them, like, so if I look up 120 feet, like, there's only two that I can see?
Yeah, just the two of them so far.
Okay. Do I see any sign of while I'm looking up that high, of the bandit fortress ahead? Like, do we seem to be close?
You've got a little ways to go, but Josh will kind of reassure and say, alright, we're going to be there.
I don't see any sign of it, though.
No, we're going to be there shortly. We just got a little bit more to go. And as we're going, it's just a continuous incline.
I'm just going to whisper, there appears to only be two of them. Do you want to make friends, or what say you?
Do we all know this is happening? Is she saying this to everyone?
I think you spread the information around a little bit.
I mean, the way I understand it, they're just keeping an eye on us, so I think we should keep going. We're not here to make waves.
We were attempting to get in there friendly like. So I'm wondering if we maybe make friends with them. Do we want to pretend that we're here for other reasons? To try and gain entrance? This could be our in to the camp.
I really
Well,
don't think
Josh
we
is
should
our
open-
into the camp.
Right,
really-
but this would help.
I really don't think we should go in saying, "Hey, we're here to make peace talks with you. Take us to your leader. We have
Oh,
a
no.
sword.
Definitely not that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we have a sword we can use to just go in and say, "Hey, I'm a captain. Let me in."
I am willing to take on that role if you would like. I can be the face, or you can be the face.
I'd rather it be me. I mean,
You have better deception rolls than I do.
I mean, I'm running jig, and it is yes. I have one. I'm better than you.
Do we want to try and run game on these two then, and get them to join us in our travels? For
Well, you
rest
see,
of
the thing is that I feel like, why would a captain go talk to the scouts? Feels like it would
Alright,
be.
I'm going to start loudly referring to you as captain, then, and just, talk very bandity, Akiko. Try your hardest. Roughen up
Yar.
your voice a little. There you go. Just say yar a whole bunch. Totally
Yar,
fine.
yar.
Very good.
I
You just
felt
keep
that.
with that. Don't say any other words, and I think we'll actually be okay.
Yar.
Talk about how your homes were destroyed, you've been displaced, and you've, taken to less favorable types of earning income. And I think you'll be okay. Just say yar a whole bunch, and we'll be okay.
None of that has happened, though.
Yes, it's pretend, darling. It's
Oh, okay. I
Because we're
got you.
going
I
to
got you.
convince them that we
Right,
are
right.
of the coalition.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Gotcha.
You good?
Yar.
Okay. Yar, there you go, Sleepy. Okay. Captain, how far do you think we have to go until we can reach home?
Only a few
I
more
will say
hours.
very loudly.
Josh is gonna pipe up and say, "We got about maybe a half an hour journeys left to get to the fortress."
That last haul was so profitable. You know how I love my illegal profits.
Yar.
I will think for a little bit. I really thought better of him.
That's you thinking to yourself?
Yeah, that's me thinking to myself. I really felt that she was better than this. Well, yes, you know, we just got a bunch of money, got a bunch of stuff. Gotta go back and see what's going on over there in the fortress. Good to go, yo. Chin up.
Have you
Yar.
guys ever,
Yar.
I'm gonna just start, like, smack talking the Elder Heart now? Have you guys, ever considered, that the Elder Heart is possibly corrupt and needs to be taken down?
Absolutely.
Agree. They seem to be doing nothing about these fires that destroy everything.
I just believe that I concur. I believe that it needs to be dismantled from the inside instead of from the outside. You know, visible aggression is only going to cause fear and alarm. But if you can have someone with good ideas come through the hierarchy of the Elder Hearts, then, you know, it's possible to actually enact change without a physical revolution.
Yar, yar, yar. Yar, yar, yar.
Good points, my dear.
Hey, everyone, what did I say? Keep that nasty traitor talk to yourself. Nobody needs to hear that. We're gonna go, I'm gonna burn it down.
Fire!
It's such a naive viewpoint, dear. I know you are new to the coalition, but, you know, that is not really the way that change can happen. For us, at least. Us humble folk.
I'm just gonna look over at him and be like,
Great! Yeah.
Like, everyone be background NPCs. Wah, 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 wah.
Can we please get to the fortress before our cover gets blown even more?
The best disguise.
So, everyone that talked, can I just get general charisma checks? Because y'all weren't
Yeah.
exactly...
Dirty 20?
Yeah, I'll do mine with disadvantage.
Just straight charisma, right?
"Does mine cock count as talking?"
Yes.
Just straight charisma at the mod.
What if I
17.
wasn't,
Yeah.
like, I'm not trying to convince anyone, though. So, like, what do I do?
Just a straight charisma check. That's
Okay,
why, because
well-
none of you were, like, convincing anybody. You were just...
That's,
Yo, I'm yarring so good with a 17.
Some good yars.
Oh, tyrant. Oh no.
that's a 4 for me.
I'm about to pull this camera
Dog.
thing and grab me.
I mean, you were talking, like, in favor of, like, I mean, you weren't convincing anybody.
Alright, so we got 17 Akiko. What do we get?
17 Ash.
Hemi?
I got a dirty 20.
And Remy?
I don't know why that just
Or-
typed.
Alright. Josh is just gonna kind of look back to you guys and just be like... Strange look. Strange group. I'll give you that, but I think we should be okay, and just continue onward.
That we do. Remy, you better shut the fuck up whenever I go in. All right. I'm gonna be doing the talking. You hit me. You also shut up. You, Akiko, just keep saying
Trying
yar.
to help out the new guy. Sometimes
Yar,
going
yar.
like straight obvious is the most helpful for like him.
Yeah, right, but
Giving him talking points.
it felt as if you were reading from a script there, Himmy. I really thought better of you. It's like you've never been a
Listen.
bandit.
I'm trying to help him out. I think subtlety is not a skill he has.
Better beat it in them then.
That is what I am doing.
Please get us to the back fortress before we make more rolls.
Yeah, so are you guys done?
Yes, take us to the fortress. I don't want to make any more rolls.
Like a mountain lion.
A mountain lion or a mountain lion?
It's,
Or the mountain be lion.
it's the lion
The
mountain
lion
mountain
mountain.
lion.
All right. So y'all make your way.
This is a great day.
You'll make your way through, and it's getting progressively like it's starting to get colder. The stone and rocky ground is starting to be covered in like a thin layer of snow. It's a cold area that you're getting to the top of the mountain peaks. A little bit like Tyrant's background. You're getting to the snowy peaks, and as you walk up, you do now see the scouts have stopped. You've noticed this. You're walking forward, and you see the entrance. It opens up into the big castle-like fortress of the camp. You see a bridge walkway-ish with some like ground that kind of breaks up as terrain, and you approach the front of the fortress. Big wooden doors with an arcing straight up and across with two guards in the front. One Mapak, one Strig.
Alright, I'll make my way over.
Nope. So you walk your way up. Everyone, put yourselves in order how you are. I'll give you Josh. Whoops. Josh is gonna have a red color to him.
Ash is somehow in two different spots.
Bryan, did you pull him out?
I didn't see one.
Okay, now the other
It was
I
zoomed
see
up.
two.
It was like way
I
over
got
there.
rid of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see this. There we go.
I'm gonna stand next to Himmy. She's such a good teacher, mentor.
All right, so
And I'll go forward and say, Captain Ash, here to see, report to, to report to Benna.
Captain Ash, it's Benna, you say?
I got a little bit of loot and I got a little information on the Elder Heart. She learned to hear this.
The Strig kind of walks up, burly Strig, a little bit bigger than the Strigs you usually see. Kind of looks to you. He says, "Where are you hailing from? Somewhere out west?"
You know, we're from the camp west of the Elder Heart. We've been doing some raids every other week there.
I see. Long journey you made. What word you got for Benna, you said?
Who are you? How high up are you? I don't really think there's information that any guard should know. As it is, it's up to Benna. As I brandish my sword and I do a little trick with it.
A little trick?
Yeah, like a little sword dance. Or
Just-
more like using it as is if it's a just brandishing it.
Performance.
He's gonna kind of look to the other side, to the Mapak. So, alright. You ever been here before?
Nah, I mean, they try to. I only saw Benna earlier, back a few months ago. They don't really come over here. Too big of a walk. Long.
Alright. Take him in. He looks to the other Mapak. Opens the doors and he lets you guys in.
Insight check. Do I feel like he is on to us?
Yeah, roll an insight check. Yeah, he's kind of on edge talking to you
Mm-hmm.
because the coalition picks up and kind of, you guys know this from talking, they kind of pick up and drop off people on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently you have a captain's sword. And, you know, you come here with information. Josh hasn't said anything. He, you know, you're the captain, and he's just kind of on edge at this point. He's a little, like, kind of like, yeah, sure, let him in. Like,
Okay.
I just don't want to get fucked by this. Kind of like, you know, he might
Or
turn around and
fancy.
fucking cut me down right here.
Okay. Good. And we go forward. And I would like to whisper to Josh, like, so where's Benna?
It's been a while. You're gonna have to go in and go to her quarters. That's usually where she is.
Alright, and I'll have him be behind me a little bit, but like, damn it. Just lead the way from behind. Just, you know, just grab my spines and lead me if I'm going wrong.
just to let you already told them you've never been here before,
Okay.
and this guy's leading you.
Okay, he's leading us. Gotcha.
Yeah. He said, all right, take him in, and yeah, you're gonna make your way in. So you're looking here, and this is kind of like the inner courtyard of the keep. Generally here you've got some people cooking in the middle. You've got some work being done here over at the Anvil Forge area. You've got one strig, you know, hammering away, creating something. You know, they're working with some sort of raw materials as they're slapping away. This is just a general, like, courtyard to work on and do certain things. As if you look up, you do see patrols walking the tops of the keep. Anything that's bracketed off is like an elevation of 25 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So everything around the keep is up, and you do see Mapox, Jerbine, and a few Serban that just walk the top. Maybe a handful of about 10 people that walk the perimeter of the keep.
As Hemi walks in, she's gonna do a quick scan to see if she recognizes anybody.
Sure, roll a perception check.
Not great. It's a 14.
All right. you're pretty far from home, and
Okay.
there's a lot of like you said, they're up and down with what am I trying to say? The membership of the coalition is up and down a lot. You lose some ranks, you gain a lot of ranks, and there's just a lot of random joining in on this. Most of the people that you used to run with either perished in that fire or have been jailed. Your small coalition was kind of no more. So they lead you in. They lead you up these steps to go into the keep and down the way into what looks like an inner keep, kind of in the mountain a little bit. So if you want to drag your people in, you all coming into this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you big?
So big.
Yeah, so you see, it's a snowy, like, cold impasse into the mountainside going through the keep. You hear, like, just the rustling of, like, of people inside doing things. You can kind of tell, like, this... Can't really see what's inside here, but this door is, like, it has a big fat lock on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you all walk your way into this area. And he's going to say, wait here for a moment. He's going to walk in. You guys have a moment to yourselves real quick.
Josh,
Yeah?
are we allowed in to speak with Rena as well, or just the captain?
Well, I think he's going to go talk to Benna right now for us.
Okay. But we won't have to split the party, will we?
I don't think so.
What a mechanical question.
No. Okay.
Yeah. I think we'll be all right for now, at least. So he's gonna come out. He's gonna say, "All right, you got a little bit of time with you now, so go on in." So
All right.
yeah, he brings you in. Josh kind of like steps next to Ash, be like, "All right, let's make our way in, big man." Steps over to the side.
I step in with much bravado and
Bravado.
And what do I see as I step in?
Yeah, so you see this is kind of like a mess hall kind of like gathering area. But at the top of, like, you see like these two tables with people sitting and eating, kind of talking a little bit, like kind of just calm and chill. And at the front you see like a desk, kind of like a work desk. It's got a plate full of food and papers, and you see there what appears to be a tall, kind of like involved in her work servant. I think to get the better picture, let's blow this up a little bit so y'all can see. you see here, sitting at the desk is Benna. She, brandishing a few weapons at her side, daggers, a sheathed, large sword. And she's well armored, well statued, but she's missing like her left ear and left eye, so she keeps this red bandage over her head, even as she's sitting and eating. And Mapak that brought you in said, "All right, Benna, these are the folks from out west, some of the out west camps. They said they came back from some they've been doing some raids and they got some stuff to report." Benna's gonna look up, see the group of you guys. You're all in, I would assume, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
All of you stepped in. And she'll say, "All right, thank you all. If, you may take your leave." And this guy he walks off, and then these guys kind of look, and they nod, and they all kind of like take their leave from the room for now. Kind of like squeezing by you guys, pushing you all. Kind of like take their leave, and he'll stand here, close the door, and now it's just you four and Josh in the room. Benna kind of gives a look over you guys, and she kind of scans the room. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. All right. So she kind of scans the room. She's like, "Some new faces, huh? What do you got to report?"
Hello,
He was
Benna.
just gonna look at him.
Ash, your sword is still out, yeah?
Yeah, my sword's still out. But I'll say, hello, Benna. I'm not really one of yours, I'm sure you know. But we're here in order to make peace. We're here on behalf of the council, see if there's any way we can make so that we can repair the divide between us humble folk and y'all bandits and the council. And we have a paper, right? And I look at Akiko.
Yes, I are.
I don't think that's necessary anymore, dear.
Oh, okay.
But good.
Good job, though.
And
I'll hand over the letter that it was basically like stating that they would be open to discussing peace talks, basically.
So, you come into my keep. You waltz your way in here, brandishing Froy's sword. What say you on how you came to have this? And what say I don't kill you right now for coming into my territory with a former captain's blade?
because we're all the best chance we have of actually getting all the people that have been burned by the fire to get treatment, to be able to talk to their families without all this going to war with many hundreds and thousands of humble folk dying, when we can just have a peace and talk with the borough folk and see if we can do something about it. There's always time for war. There's sadly not always time for peace. I'm sure you know how we got it. I'm sure you know how we got this. Sadly, it was before we knew that so many of y'all bandits were the ones affected by the fire. I cannot apologize for people we killed. Sadly, we were ignorant. But we're ignorant no more, and we're here to make amends.
She's staring at you very coldly. Looking the party over. Roll me a persuasion check.
While he's doing this, can I also, I rolled a 19.
Oh my god.
To see if she looks like,
Bruh.
if she looks like that damage is from fire or just battle.
Or the Scar King. Or the Crawler Scavenger King.
Yeah.
Sure.
If it looks inflicted by fire or something else, you know, like a fight or blade or something, you know.
Yeah, it's a very bad burn wound. Yeah, the top half of her face was completely scarred from fire. You can see like the matted like fur doesn't grow up there, and it's just leathered basically.
Is he successful in his persuasion or?
So she looks to you guys. And she's kind of... her hands are kind of trembling a little bit. As...
My dear, were you in the fires?
She looks to you and she just... fists kind of clenched.
I was there also.
I should just kill you guys here.
The fires continue to take and burn and kill everything that we love. We have to do something to stop it. The time to take down Otherheart is for another day. There is something happening in the wood, and we have to stop it.
We have more in common with the Burrowfolk than we do with the fires and the elementals. Really, we should fight together. Make sure we do what we can to stop these instead of being divided and fighting amongst each other as more people born, as more villages get turned to ash.
You said you have a letter?
Yes, Akiko.
Yes. I'll hand over the letter. I got
Thank
your
you.
letter.
Who's bringing it up?
Akiko, you want to bring it up? Or...
I'll bring it up.
Okay.
Alright, Kiko, you bring it up. She's gonna look down to you. She's about like... she's taller than anyone in this party. She's about 6 feet tall. She looks down to you as she takes the letter from you. Takes a little time to read it. Kind of looking it over. The air in the room is just very tense. You're all very uncomfortable sitting here. As her fists are clenched, she's crumpled the side of the paper that she's holding. And you're just waiting. Rolls up the paper, cleans it out, puts it down in her desk. She says, "So, you and the folk are looking for peace. Is this what we're going to do from here on out?"
We are looking for help in defeating the fires. If you do not want to call it peace, you do not have to. And you can resume everything that you wish after. But meanwhile, more like us are burning.
What do you think you can do?
Whatever we can.
What do you
We
think?
have to do something. The more help we have, the more successful we'll be.
I mean, already they have some perch guard going over, see what they can do about a fire. After this, we'll probably go join them.
What do we do here? We don't have unlimited resources. What say you do with this whole keep?
Go west to the fires, and we root out the cause.
And you're saying work with the bird folk.
Either we work together or we all burn.
We talked with the council, and they know that the hunger of the fire will go up to the trees where they think they're safe. They know it's only a bit of time. This is the best. Now that they know and they're aware of what's going to happen and threat to the outer heart, this is the best time to show what we can do as humble folk. What right now, I mean, you have resources. We've done so much here, taking in the individuals that have been harmed by the fire. Still, you can still keep doing that while we go and fight.
Hedge. Bring that blade over here.
I'll go over and I hold it by the blade and give her the hilt. It was never mine.
She's gonna reach over, take the hilt. Pull it. And as she pulls it back, she's gonna take out a knife. Right into your hand through the desk.
All right.
Can I get off something
All right.
here?
No.
You're gonna say no?
Yes.
Okay. Himmy's gonna put her hands up, but if Ash says no, she'll hold off.
The boss is Herb. So it'll take anything you think. I know I did.
Pulls it out. Takes the sword, takes the scabbard. Sheaths it, puts it down. Guess I don't need to kill you all. But what say you? You think we can fight these fires?
We saw a witch in the swamp who had visions, and she saw a figure of someone in the fire. I believe there is something behind this.
And do you think with our help we can do something about this?
Yes, I would personally, I would love if we could have help out west fighting the fires. But if you do not think you can convince your ranks to head back to where they were once burned, then maybe all you can give us is a ceasefire with the Outer Heart, so that they can lend their aid to the fires.
As it is, they are. So many of the Perch Guard are in the Outer Heart, and they should be out west.
If you cannot commit your resources west, at least commit yourself to not engaging anymore with the Outer Heart, so that we can stop the fires.
then I guess my hands are tied at this point. Maybe we will consider some sort of ceasefire for the time being. We get more and more refugees from displacements with the fire.
Is there something you need from us in order to help with the ceasefire on your end?
It's tough. We raid the Alderheart for not only to weaken them, but for supplies to continue living.
Emmy's gonna pull out 100 gold. And she's just gonna hold it in a little sack, and she's like, would this help feed some of the refugees? And she's just gonna look kind of pained as she hands it forward.
It can help.
Then please see that it helps feed a few mouths.
Yeah, she'll take it.
If you want, we can talk to the Alvahar about sending some supplies over here, or some more. At least they can start taking in some more of their own refugees without leaving them out.
Anna, if I may, our goals are aligned. We want peace for the humble folk, and we want to make sure that our kind are taken care of. I know that you disagree with the bird folk's methods in the council, but this gives you an opportunity to see what they have to say. I grew up in Elderheart, and the state of things now, with the refugees pouring into Elderheart as well, has caused a great deal of panic and worry. And in this dire time, we all should work together to stop the fires. Mayhap the bird folk aren't the ideal solution, but neither is raiding and pillaging from neighboring humble folk either. So together, perhaps we can find a solution.
I agree. If it wasn't for these fires, there would be no conflict. But alas, it's the council's fault for pushing us to this severity that we're sitting at.
Something must change.
I'll send a word if you be returning to the Elderheart. I'll send word back with you.
Akiko, could you write something up all fancy?
Yeah,
for
sure.
her to sign?
Yeah. I can write up I'll kind of scribe for her and have her sign it.
I'll write this on my own.
Okay.
I'll write terms for a ceasefire on my end. Maybe one day we can revisit this. Maybe after the fires end, nothing will change. and we'll have to be back to fighting.
Come sometime. I mean, I'll join you.
Yes, you will have us on your side in that case.
Why don't you take a stay in one of our areas? Stay for the night. It's late. Head off in the next morning.
All right.
I'll have this letter ready for you.
Thank you so much. As we go out, like,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna put a hand on Ash and cast.
wait.
Oh,
We
okay.
can't just like, at least until we get out and.
Yeah, you guys are gonna walk out. All of these folk over here were, as they come out, they kind of like scurry away from the doors, because they heard a little commotion. So like, you open the door and they just like, doot, 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 doot. They just kind of like squeeze off to the side and kind of just doing the whole like leaning against the wall, like.
They weren't ear to the
It's some
door
good
listening.
drama, eh?
Yeah. So yeah, so they'll lead you out, and the one will kind of walk back in that let him out as you guys get taken out.
But no, Hemi, it wouldn't be if they see me without a wound. Ben probably might think me weak, and that my resolve isn't really that good. So let's just wait until we're like out of the pass. In order to heal this,
Of course. When
it hurts like a
when you do,
motherfucker.
I will help you.
It's like a motherfucker, but anything we can do for peace. We gotta stop
I'll
the fires.
Just pat him on the back, of course, of course.
We didn't start the fires.
So yeah, you leave the room. As you leave the room, Bennett kind of like, she tightens up and then sits back in her chair. And then this Mapak kind of leads you over to like a kind of barracks area, and there's a bit more. This is just like the starting area of these barracks. There's a bit more to it, but you guys get like kind of like your own private pace to kind of talk a little bit. For now, at least. This is, like I said, this isn't your only barracks area. You've got like a little bit more that you guys can stay at. So these guys are gonna
Do
go.
you think we are safe for the night, my friends? Or do I would suggest that if
Yes.
we are going to sleep tonight, that we maybe still set up a watch.
I agree with that.
I agree. Masterfully done, Mr. Ash. And Hemi,
Thank you.
Hemi, that was very kind and compassionate of you. Here, and I toss her a bag of 50 gold. We don't have much use for it,
She's
but
just going
He
to
loves
go
you
over
forever.
And hug him.
Hemi, you
But-
had this much. You had that much gold?
we all have that much gold.
A woman has her secrets.
I mean, yeah,
Not
I
all
know
of us
you.
had 100 gold.
No, I know you did some extra things before we met up together, so it makes sense you had that much. But I really wish I'd done a little bit more stealing and less singing. I would have my own 100 gold, and not these 50.
Just the key is to just save up, dear, and not spend if you don't have to.
Well,
Just
that's not
get
fun.
get the merchant to pay for your room if you can.
Exactly. See, I can go. You're catching on. You're learning so fast, and the Emmy is so proud of you.
But yes, I do believe we should keep watch. At least one of
Yeah.
us tonight.
I also think this.
Josh is gonna pipe up, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. I thought we were dead that was a bit much.
I mean, not to worry. We could have made it out of here.
I don't know. Did you see how many people were here? This is a fortress full of, combatants.
Well, we're not out of the woods yet, eh? And she's gonna do the shoulder move like,
I mean,
American pun.
I mean, y'all just, I know I can charm anybody. I always knew this was gonna be like this. I knew it was see reason when I talked to her. It's kind of hard not to. So you were never in any danger.
I don't know.
How's your hand,
Ash is here to
Ash?
protect you.
I'm trying not to think about it, you know.
Super cool, super chill.
Yeah, I mean,
Fine.
yeah, there's a
great,
small pool
feels
of
great.
blood in the corner by the bed.
Oh,
You want to at least wrap it up until we leave, and I can heal it for you.
You know what? That's a great idea, Hemi. And I look for it. I mean, I don't really have that many clothes to rip up to make bandages. Unless you guys wanna, and I point to the front of my pants.
We
and
can just maybe take some from this bedding here.
All right.
Oh. I'm gonna rip off the bottom of a sheet, but then like tuck it back under so it doesn't look like it's missing. And I'll hand
Wait.
it to Ash.
did no one heal Ash?
He didn't want me to
He's fine.
because he's worried it'll insult Benna.
Well, we have the parchment now, right?
Yes, but we are still in the keep.
I
Oh, we
believe
don't-
she said, I believe she said she'll write it down and then give us to us in the
Oh
morning.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah, she's
it'll be
gonna.
tomorrow.
Not yet. We are still here for the evening, and hopefully nothing develops.
I'm really sure we're hoping no infection develops.
It's a nice,
That's also
nice
true,
little look
that's
there, EG.
Why are you looking at
Just
me?
say
You're talking to
things
your
and test
party.
The DM's face. See what his reaction is.
You can see everyone's face.
I'd like to roll insight against the DM.
Oh, I'm sorry. One of scowls.
So as we kind of start to bed down, Remy's gonna take off his hat and put it, kind of click it together, and the little spider-like legs are gonna kind of pop out of it. It's gonna start skittering around. It's gonna
I
hop
love
up.
this trick.
It's gonna hop up on the table, and it's just gonna look at the door. If anything comes in the door, it's gonna fire at it.
It's gonna fire at it. So like somebody knocks on the door and is like, "Hey, I've got some news."
Oh!
Would you like some breakfast, my sirs?
Disintegration ray.
Okay.
I mean, y'all take a watch if you want. I'm kind of a little tired.
Of course. You go to sleep first. We will take the watches.
All right. So, anyone that goes to sleep, you're going to be going to sleep. Who's watching?
I'll watch first.
Okay. And order.
Second.
Okay.
To be honest, I like taking the fourth watch because that's my normal sleep schedule. So.
Okay. Ash, no watch.
No, I'll ask Josh if he can do it for me.
Okay. So then Josh will take third watch, I think. All right, sure. Yeah, you guys do that. First watch is a Hemi. Ash, sound asleep. Do you snore?
High yes, low no. I do a little bit.
All right, you do a little bit of snoring. So now you guys are all sleeping in like the same kind of area. It's like communal sleeping.
Oh yeah, no. Instead of snoring, it's more like I huff a lot to whoever I'm spooning. So it's Josh.
You huff?
Like, cause Hedgehog has these things where they like to sniff a lot and make noise like that.
Can you give me an
When
example?
spiders use it- Oh.
He huffs and puffs because he likes to blow things down.
Interesting take.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, I am proficient with flutes and horns.
Mhm. So do you have an example?
No, I don't.
Alright, I was gonna give you double inspiration since you already have inspiration, but
Oh no, I mean, like, I certainly have an example now that I'm gonna get awarded. No. I mean, I don't snore in real life, so I don't know how it sounds.
yeah, okay.
Sure.
I'm imagining just like you're just like.
And it's just deep, long breath and with a little.
Some shit like that. So that's what you all hear.
Hello, welcome to our ASMR broadcast.
And Hemi, perception. First watch. You're kind of sitting, watching the door, watching the area with a dim light on, little candlelight.
15.
I thought you rolled a 3. Okay, so 15.
13 is what I rolled.
Yeah, so like on the first watch, it's still kind of lively-ish. There's some, you hear footsteps, you hear kind of like clankings and doings and people coming in and out of the areas, and people swapping out watches. You can hear little muffled conversations of like, it's your turn on the roof, your turn on the watches. It's like, all right. They kind of like do that, get up, shuffle around. Not a lot of stuff going on. You can't discern too much difference between like small talk and stuff like that. Your watch comes to a close. Next up, Remy, perception check.
14.
All right. Things are starting to die down a little bit. It's getting pretty late at night. There's not too much going on, but you do hear a couple of footsteps that get close to your door, and then just stop.
I ready my crossbow.
All right. After a little bit, footsteps walk away.
Can I ritually cast detect magic
Sure.
real quick?
Sure. Can you give me a sleight of hand check for you not to be loud during this?
I can, yes. I mean, this is after they walk away.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll get to the sleight of hand check.
Basically, how much of us do you get to wake up? That's.
It's gonna be a 10.
All right. I think everyone's passive perception is above 10, yeah?
Sleight of hand or stealth?
I typically use sleight of hand stuff when you're doing spells and the such.
I have an 11.
Because you're using... What are you using? Ritual cast detect magic?
Yeah, it's verbal and somatic.
Yeah, and it causes verbal and somatic. So it's more like using your sleight of hand in the sense of like you're being... How stealthy are you at doing this particular task? That's just more of like my rule I do for spellcasting.
Okay.
But if you want to propose a different way to do it, you can go for it.
Well, I mean, I don't think my moving my hands and motions would really cause as much sound, but like me talking would cause more sound. And if I'm just trying to be quiet, I feel like stealth would be the right stat to use. And I'm only arguing this because I would get advantage on the stealth check because I'm a mob high.
All right.
But it's up to you. I honestly, I really don't care.
Only the rest of us.
It changes it from a 10 to a 20.
So do we all wake up, or do none of us wake up?
Right,
Yeah,
that's
so
the
I would
question.
say yeah. For that case, yeah, you can do that.
I mean, sleight of hand isn't just like hand motions.
Sleight of mouth. Sleight of foot.
Sleight of mouth.
I'll say yeah. For this instance, you can just use your stealth. Just kind of like sink yourself down and do a thing. So you can do that. So no one wakes up. You virtual cast detect magic. Nothing.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, like, no one was watching us or invisible and in the room. That would be creepy.
Yeah.
Or a ward being put on the door or something. You know.
Yep.
That's fine.
All right. Your watch comes to an end. You go wake up Josh.
Josh.
Ah, yes. The fuck you shaking me for?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's just what we did. Never mind.
He shows he has his fucking dagger in his hand. Fuck,
And
be
I just
careful.
I just look over and point at my hat. It's just like looking at us.
It's a fucking hat. It's looking at the door. It's not looking at you.
Well, I mean, I can control it.
I guess if you command it to turn and look at you, yeah. Suddenly the door opens!
Watch him.
No, so... Like, alright. Be careful, too. This fuck thing's about to go 6 inches into your gut.
Good night.
As Ash mumbles 6 inches.
Josh is gonna kind of like slink out of your arm and kind of walk and sit down in the middle of the thing, and let's see what he does. Alright. Not so bad. Uneventful. Slinks back in. He goes to poke Akiko.
And I'm already kind of waking up. Good
And
morning.
he's like, alright, your turn to go up. He goes back to sleep.
Alright.
Perception check.
I don't have any tea. So sad. Perception.
Nice. So, you're sitting
rolls
there, you're
today.
paying attention. After about an hour, you hear the footsteps. Hear them walk up, and they stop.
Is there a people?
Yeah, you can. Well, not a peephole, but like, you can maybe like look, and try and look through the cracks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll do that.
yeah. So make me a new perception check if you're trying to like it. Are you trying to do it quietly?
Yeah.
Yeah, make me a stealth check and a perception check. Okay. Okay.
Oof. Terrible.
You kind of get up, and as you get up, you're just kind of like, oh, ugh.
And now they think there's sex happening. Um,
Not the sex.
Stop this.
So, you kind of tap, 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 walk over to the door. Kind of get a look, but you just can't find anywhere to look. You're just like looking, trying to find the cracks, trying to find the wedges. Not much. There isn't much there. So, can't see what's going on. You can't tell.
Did they knock? Was that what that was, or just?
No. You heard footsteps.
Oh, okay. And they walked away.
Didn't hear anything else after that.
Okay. nosy people, I suppose. Just
All right.
direct my spot.
Yeah, so that's the
Whenever I
end
was
of yeah, so you're gonna finish off your watch. That's all you got. And you all wake up.
He's gonna look around and see that everything's still alive.
The hat's
Morning, guys.
still propped up to the door.
Anything happen while I was asleep? Are they all waiting to murder us outside the door?
Well, I hope not.
No, there were some people that came to the door, but it seems they left.
It seems. Himmy's gonna go over and be like, I'm just going to
I can't
go
see
use
through the door."
restroom." And she's just gonna pry open the door and kind of peer out. Is there anybody out there?
Yeah, you saw that there was the one that let you guys in is kind of like sitting in a chair about like 10 feet away from your door.
I'm gonna whisper to him, excuse me, my dear.
Yeah.
Where is the little fox's room?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's around that time. Yeah, just go that way, up and out, and then to the side, in the courtyard, and yeah, over there. You'll see it.
Thank you very much. And I'm just gonna go to that place and then like just try and count as many guards and see what they're doing and if there seems to be any sort of plan to murder us in effect.
Okay.
Hello, is anybody planning to murder us out here?
Like I'm seeing like, do they seem to be just going about business, or are they all just wearing a suspicious amount of armor and acting real cool but like sweating, you know?
I
That
mean,
kinda
like,
thing. I'm just vibe checking and like doing a number, like a head count as I go to the bathroom.
so yeah, the vibe
Vibe
is
check
that
the
like,
donuts.
yeah, roll me a vibe check, real quick.
Okay. Oh no, it's a 4.
All right,
I don't
you.
even know. I have like a probably
That
nothing
is
bonus on 5.
not the vibe.
So not only can you not ascertain like what their vibe is, but you also can't vibe with the general vibe that's going on. So you have,
Awkwardly walking.
you're just awkwardly like
Not a vibe.
Like you're kind of just like, just kind of just
for myself.
yeah, just kind of moseying along, just
Approximately 8 hours and 13 minutes after we went to bed, my hat, which I have been tinkering on to like create some sort of like a clock mechanism, but I don't have it down just right. So it's off by about 13 minutes. About at 8 hours and 13 minutes, it's going to start crowing like a rooster, like a grouse, and wake everyone up.
Everyone
And
who
I'm gonna
wasn't
go,
murdered.
gosh! And slam the hat, and it's gonna just stop.
all right. Do you have an example of the cacawing that's going on?
No.
Are you sure? Okay. All right. All right.
Damn it.
So yeah, get inspiration. You're good. You cocked on me pretty good. So yeah, so Hemi,
Sounds dirty.
you unfortunately missed this contraption that's going on. You're over there vibing with yourself.
Vibing on.
Yeah, that's why she needs a coffee. She can vibe with everybody else.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I tried to do this without having coffee first. That's my problem here.
Yeah, the fear of being like attacked just kind of drove you to go ahead without the coffee, and that was a dire mistake. But yeah, so Yeah, you can't really tell what the atmosphere is. You haven't been around here long enough to really know what's going on too much. Like you see the general like people working and people just hanging out, and then the people on watch. You've got some people that are just like, the one thing you can tell is that there are people with armor, people without armor, and people with like working gear. And you see that food does get brought out to places too. So somehow there's got to be like a cook's area or something. So at least you can ascertain just with your general perception as well. Like you're not vibe checking them. You can just tell that like, oh, okay, like there's some people bringing out food every once in a while. And some people working, and all right, cool.
Not a vibe.
Yeah. So now you guys are back in your room. You smash the hat down, and yeah, you all wake up. You're doing your thing. Coffee for everyone.
A magnanimous dispensation.
I'll take some tea if I can find some.
Can I do that without gaining exhaustion again?
The
Is
coffee?
that gonna- Yeah.
No. Player knowledge, no. But Remy doesn't know.
Right.
Oh, come on, he already figured out how to do it.
Coffee?
All right, roll me a Arcana check. I think it is. Or roll me whatever the D20 edge or spellcasting modifier, which is +4.
Roll me remember how to make coffee.
I don't want to be exhausted again. Damn it.
Hey, no metagaming, just make the damn coffee.
I think metagame would be making the coffee.
No, because
that's
he was gonna do it and then he changed his mind because of the exhaustion.
That's gonna be an 8.
An 8?
Mhm.
Okay. So you kind of think and you concentrate and you look and you're sitting there and you start to sweat and you're thinking, water, beans, coffee, hot,
Mayonnaise.
boiled mayonnaise, and as you do this, you gain a point of exhaustion and you create this bowl of like warm, like dark liquid that you think is coffee.
All right, everyone. I've made coffee.
Did you make some tea like that?
Hemi, after he's done with the coffee thing, you make your way back.
Yep. Well, come in.
So he says,
Hi.
Remy says, I have coffee. And Hemi, you're like, coffee? And you take a glass of coffee.
You don't even.
I'm
you're not
totally
even
gonna drink
able to
it. I'm
buy
gonna-
tech coffee.
And take a drink.
Sure. Anyone else take coffee?
It's just mayonnaise.
Just brown mayonnaise.
So who else takes coffee
Brown
without
mayonnaise.
the knowledge of the role?
It's just light
Never-
mayonnaise.
I've never taken any other coffee, so.
Akiko?
Nico,
I
would
would
you like
cook-
some coffee?
I'm looking for tea at the moment, so I'm gonna go look for tea. If
Alright.
if I can't find any, then I might have some. But...
Remy, are you
Josh?
drinking the coffee?
Josh, would you like some coffee?
Yeah, Josh, I'll take some coffee. Yeah, you got a mug for me?
Yeah. And I pour 2 mugs and say, cheers.
Cheers!
Coffee.
And you all drink your coffee. Constitution saving throw.
We take 40 d10 poison damage.
I think it's psychic damage from how awful it is.
Do I have to
Okay.
take disadvantage on my saving throw because murder gave me disadvantage in
Yes.
Damn it,
the
martyr.
chat? That was a 16. Oh, and I rolled a 17. Thanks, murder.
Nice.
So 16 plus 2. So 18 con save.
Cool. You drink the coffee. And
Oh, gee.
you take your first like gulp of it and you're like, you drink it and you're just like, what the fuck is this?
Oh,
And it
Remy,
just tastes like stale hot watery mess.
Remy, something is gone wrong with your process.
So,
Remy takes a
That is
drink.
something, but it is not coffee.
so as Remy took the drink, you're saying this, and he goes, And what did you get?
Yeah, so I rolled a 23, but then I realized Martyr gave me disadvantage too. So I actually rolled a 9.
Okay.
Oh.
As you take your sip, you realize what it tastes like. And you can't help but vomit all over the floor. This, even with this empty stomach, you're just vomiting and dry heaving. And then right next to it, Josh also. It was like, what did you give me?
This is the dankest dungeon.
And that's all. You guys just vomit.
Wait, what did he realize it tastes like?
It's like hot, watery mud almost. Like it's just
Good table on alt.
good table on alt.
Do you want me
Oh,
to send it to
right.
you?
Sure. We're only gonna take the magical effects thing.
Yeah, I have one that's like from drinking stuff. So it works out really well.
He's actually gonna get a good effect from the coffee?
He's not drinking coffee.
Oh. Oh, that's right, okay.
I've never drank. Hedges don't really handle coffee too well. We don't really give it
Bandit.
caffeine.
All right, cool.
Ah,
But whatever you do drink for the time
that's
being,
why I drink tea. Ugh.
so you guys now see that the coffee is very bad, very very bad.
Two people
So do you
started
guys seek
vomiting.
out anything else?
Yeah, I'm looking for tea. I'm assuming they have some sort of something for people to eat at, so
Yeah, you have a mess hall.
um y'all want to head to find some food, or we
I
What do you
don't
think?
know if I don't know if I can stomach any food right now.
Go in here
Yeah,
and just
well, I
tap on
can't-
one of the guys' shoulders and be like, "I'm sorry, dear. Do you have any sort of anyone with janitorial services, or do you have anyone capable here of prestidigitation to clean up maybe some sickness that
Oh.
occurred from some turned coffee in our rooms?"
Yeah, I can press the digitation as you mention it. I'll be like, oh yeah, because the
Oh.
smell is actually
You
quite
dear? Yes, maybe you should
yeah
clean up a little. It's quite disgusting in there.
yeah.
And we wouldn't want to leave that mess since we are guests here. Tenuous guests.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Probably
gonna
a
go ahead
good
and press
idea.
the digitation, the vomit. I don't know, how does that work? Does it like
You just cast it and clean it up.
It just kind of
Does
like
does it actually remove it, or does it just like remove the scent of it?
No, it's like Mr. Cleaned it all up.
Good shit.
That coffee was not a vibe.
yeah, you just have to like clean it like as you go. Just take your time cleaning it over and over again. So yeah, so you'll eventually clean all of it. It just like magically erases it from existence. So Ash, when you go to eat your breakfast, for some reason when you go to drink, you see that it's like your drink, instead of it being like water, it's like a rainbowy, colorful thing. And you only notice it when you start drinking it. And you're like, what? And then you put it down, and you feel artistically magical for the time being.
I always do though.
You can cast the spell Color Spray as a cantrip once.
All right.
Interesting.
And that is
Thank
the...
you, Martyr.
You got the roll of 69 on the D100.
Nice.
Oh, he's about to color spray something.
The more you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, you all can get together and you can get ready to embark on your journey for today.
Is there a biscuit or some real coffee in here that I was able to?
Yeah. While you guys are doing this, you guys are
Some tea and stuff.
hanging out. You know, you're getting your food and you're doing your thing. You can, you know, you're all like gathered up in here, just doing your thing. It's like a big old party, and everyone's hanging out. And
Are y'all sure you can stomach more coffee? I mean, y'all really, it kind of did someone there tell me some of you were hedges. I mean, that's why I never drink any.
Who are you talking to?
You
everyone
two,
that vomited and
It was fine.
Oh.
I just took a sip and knew immediately that it was terrible. Put it down.
I
Yeah, it
would
was
not
Josh.
recommend it. I've already poured the rest out. Sorry.
I mean, I think maybe if you save it, we can like use it as poison whenever we gotta go. Maybe just throw in fire elemental, and then they'll vomit.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
Vomit molten shit coffee. Yeah.
yeah. So
Gotta talk to Benna.
Josh is gonna just be like, yeah, I mean, I don't always have a small breakfast, but it seems like when I'm with you guys, that's all I can have. It's just some bread and some water, calm my stomach a
This is
bit.
all you ever ordered, my dear. What
I
would
know,
you
it's-
like?
I-
Let's get you something.
Well, I just vomited my insides onto the floor over there. I don't think I want to have any more.
But
Oh.
that's the point.
I'll make you a
Next time
sandwich and
we're
we'll eat it.
somewhere, we'll make you a big breakfast. All the meats and eggs and everything.
Ugh. I don't want to think. I don't want to think of
I'm
food.
sorry, I won't talk about it right now.
I
Maybe
don't
not.
want to think of food right now.
Just breathe.
I'll try to make a sandwich and save it for the road.
Sure. Are you proficient in any like food type things?
Nope.
Make a wisdom check.
Watch you poison him again.
I'm
That's
gonna
a-
use my inspiration
That was
on
a save,
Oh, okay.
so you don't have to. You're gonna. All right, there you go.
I know how to look after my mans.
Yeah, so you make a pretty dang good sandwich. You got a +1 sandwich for lunch later. It's not magical. It's just +1.
+1 goodness.
+1 good. And as you guys are kind of just in the mess hall eating, talking, you're kind of getting like a little bit familiar with the people around there. They're kind of talking about, you know, what they have to do for the day, what they've been doing, and they're thinking of like getting a game of like something going on in the courtyard at some point in the day or whatever. Benna's gonna walk out of like the door that's in the top right corner. And she's gonna look to you, and she's gonna quietly walk over to Ash. Just drop the scroll, the letter, which is like rolled up with a seal on it, and just put it in front of you. And she'll just say, "If you don't take care of this, it'll be more than your hand." And then she'll walk away.
All right, y'all.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
Uh-oh.
We're down one.
Alright, we lost one.
No.
That's a good time, though, because, I was going to say, this will be the start of the journey back to the Outer Heart, but we're going to end it
Yeah.
here.